Hello and welcome to the Nerdic podcast. What episode is this? Episode number 10.
Then
I'm your host,
Yeah, we're on 10.
Connor Knowles. Yeah, fucking 10. I'm your host, Connor Knowles. Joining me is Sims
hi there, how are you?
and Daniel.
Hello.
All right. Great hellos. Very energetic. How we all doing?
I'm great.
Sims, good?
No,
How's
no.
Britain, Sims?
I want to say yeah, but I'm not.
You're not?
It's
Kinda good.
Depressing, isn't it, man? Mrs. is stuck
One
inside.
of those days.
I'm at work trying to fucking make that bread, make that paper. I don't know. The world's gone to shit, but I'm all right. I'm all right.
I gotta say, my life hasn't changed. Not really, even in the slightest.
My
Other
life
than I
hasn't
can't
changed.
go like to the movies or I don't go to the stores often. But really, mine's not all that different.
Yeah, same.
My
Just less hours. I'm just at home more. Just a little bit more. That's about it.
I think it's just affected my home life. Like my work life's pretty much the same. When I get home,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
the mood's really low, and it's not anyone's fault. It's just
So your
Split-
kids and your wife are
splitters?
stuck at home all day still?
yeah.
Yeah, they're none of them doing anything. Yeah, that's gotta suck. At least I'm going like out of the house consistently, like every day.
Yeah, me
For
too.
work.
So
Yeah.
I'm okay, but you do worry about these things. Anyway,
Anyway,
I
let's
brought that mood
let's talk
straight
about
back down, didn't
some video
I?
games. I mean, gotta talk about it.
Yeah,
the times.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about some video games. So what
Yeah.
have we been playing? Let's let you guys start. I got a feeling I'll be talking for a while. So Sims, what have
Yeah,
been
you
playing?
got a lot to say.
What have I been playing? What have I been playing? Oh yeah. So Resident Evil. I'm on my venture of the platinum.
Oh,
Ooh,
okay.
going for the platinum.
I am going for it. I'm nearly there as well, but I've hit a speed bump. So I've done.
I gotta say, I never liked the trophy list in these games.
Oh, I don't mind.
Like
it.
every Resident Evil, I'm like, eh.
So I've done all the collectibles. I've done all the weapon parts. I've completed the game on standard, hardcore, nightmare, and now I'm on the
Awesome.
last. And then I've grinded out for the rocket launcher. And
Are you using an infinite ammo weapon?
Yeah, the rocket launcher.
Sweet. Oh, you're using that right now?
Yeah.
Even through the hard mode?
Yeah, I did it with nightmare.
How is that?
Oh, honestly, piece of piss. I know the game like the back of my hand. I could walk you through the
Sweet.
game right now. But the problem is, Inferno, there's 2 trophies left. You have to complete the game on Inferno and get an S rank, which then requires you to complete
Inferno's like the hardest of the
Yeah,
hardest
it's
difficulty.
ridiculous. Like
Okay.
it just slightly ramps it up, but it's quite difficult. You got to complete the game in
Even
under
with
2
unlimited
hours.
ammo.
Well, I don't know. There's that bit quite early on in the game. You have to go turn off the 4 generators or turn them on, and there's a really stupid fucking insect thing that you never see again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that fall from the ceiling.
So the first one always gets you, and then you heal straight away. And then I just keep peppering everything with rocket launchers. And then one caught me out, so I was dying very slowly. And I've got all these coins that make you, not die as fast and regenerate quicker, makes you stronger. Anyway, I couldn't find any ammo, any health to get it out of me, so I was panicking. So I had to backtrack. And I was like, I'm surprised I didn't die. The amount of backtracking I did, because there's no herbs. There's not as many herbs or weapon or anything like that in Inferno.
They still don't give you health right before?
I think they do, yeah, but I used that for the first one. Because I'm trying to run through it straight away. Because I'm thinking I'm invincible. I've done hardcore. I've done nightmare, and I've just I don't know, kind of just underestimated Inferno, and I'm just dying in silly places. And then you only get 5 saves. So what? In that moment of panic, I saved it, and then now I'm like, where am I now? I saved it right before the second boss fight in that town area. And then that's my 4th save, and now I'm not. I have
What's the quickest that you've done it so far? You said you have to beat in 2 hours.
Ooh, about an hour and 15, an hour and 10. I'll have to have a look.
Oh, so then you got this then.
I'm smashing it, but
Gets
right
pretty
now
quick.
I've backed myself into a corner. Like I was hoping to finish it like an hour ago, and I'd got all the way from the first boss all the way through the hospital. Like each segment's taking me 10 minutes. Hospital 10 minutes. The Jill's bit. I got to the Jill. You know the Jill bit where you have to turn off the. You have to collect the 3 fuses and then put them back.
Yeah.
Right.
So in that they swap it out. So with the enemies, there's different placements. So you get the first fuse, and then you go down the stairs, and then normally the 2 dogs come and get you. So on like hardcore, on normal, standard, and hardcore, it's just 2 dogs. In Nightmare, it was one of them ghoul things that can swipe at you. If that makes sense.
The thing with the thing on his head.
They're in the hospital bit with Chris. Them things.
Carlos.
Anyway.
Oh, those like weird.
the
Carlos,
hunters.
yeah. So then
hunters.
on Inferno a minute ago, I was like breezing through it. I was like, I've got this, easy peasy. I went down the stairs and I was like, all of a sudden it blocks your ways, doesn't it? The game automatically blocks the way you want to go. And I was like, well, there's no dogs. Where's that thing? All of a sudden I turn around and that big frog thing just comes out of nowhere and eats me.
Damn frog
It's like,
thing.
fuck's sake. So now I've got to go all the way back before the hospital, before this, that, and the other. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not a big deal, but it's harder than I thought it would have been, even with the rocket.
The hunters definitely feel tougher than I remember them in the first game. In the first game, they were one of the tougher enemies, but I still feel like they were much easier. I feel like in this game, they're slightly harder. Like, I remember in the first one just shotgunning them to death pretty quickly. But then in this game, it's like you really don't even want to use the shotgun. That's like a last resort against them. You kind of want to use the grenade launcher.
I'm absolutely hammering it. I'm battering it, really. I've hit a bit of a road bump. I'll do it at the weekend. I'll do it. I might have to just start the whole run again, because I could just do with like one more. I've got 4 saves I've used, and now I have to get from the second boss all the way up to the very last boss, because the last boss is the hardest. Even on Nightmare, I struggled. Like when you pick up the super duper weapon and you start blasting him, if he hits you once, he'll just hit you twice, boom boom, like there's no time to get up, you're dead. So I really need, I either need to start again or just get really lucky, save right until the last boss, and then I'm alright. I'm enjoying it.
Does the game like block you from going past 5 saves, or is it?
If
just
you go
like
after
you
over
yourself
5 saves, you don't get the S rank, which then you don't get the trophy.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's a bit of a stupid one, that S rank and Inferno. I mean, the time's easy enough to do. Like, it's easy enough to do it in 2 hours.
You already did it with 1 health item.
The hard,
like
exactly. I did that with the collectibles. I did that with the collectibles. I did it with the no box run, all in one playthrough, and all the collectibles.
Yeah, you don't need to use the box, especially if you're not picking everything up.
No, the game's. I really enjoy the game. I know the game like the back of my hand. It's easy, like nice little playthroughs. I try to get as quick as possible. I've seen people beat it in 52 minutes. They're on PC. Maybe it's a frame rate thing. They do this funny old thing when they climb up the stairs. They aim the weapon. It's a whole thing. And then I've been playing. I've been a bit of
Before you move on, I have one more question.
Yes.
So normally, from what I've gathered, is that you trying to platinum games has made you dislike them.
Yeah.
Has this happened with Resident Evil 3?
No, I'm really enjoying it. I'm a bit frustrated right now. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a bit annoyed about that frog thing coming up and swallowing my hole. But that's going to upset anybody, isn't it? No, don't mean getting eaten by a frog.
You're just on a hard trophy right now.
Definitely going to ruin your Thursday evening, isn't it? Like, it's just like bastard. Because I was said to the missus, we want to play another game, which I'll move on to in a minute. And I was like, look, just give me like 20 minutes, and I'll happily get from that bit to the end of the game within 20 minutes, 100%. And then I was just about to do it. All I had to do was collect 2 more fuses, and then I could have easily, like, the bosses with the rocket launcher, each boss 2 rockets, and they're dead straight away, straight to the cutscene. Boom, done. But the last bit,
except the last one?
Yeah, that's difficult because obviously you get the gun, you shoot it, and then it regenerates, and it has all these balls all over it. But you've got to then avoid him slamming the ground with his big old fat hand, shoot all the balls on him, and then he goes down, and then you have to push the generators in.
Yeah, you might need a pistol for that part.
It's he's very fast, and you've got to be on point with it. If he hits you once, especially on Nightmare, you're dead. So I know that I'm going to die on Inferno, so I just need that save, and obviously just beating it. And then my missus wants to play Monster Hunter.
Your missus.
My missus.
Not anyone else's.
My missus. No.
Yeah.
She wants to play the Monster Hunter. She wants to play the Monster Hunter. Like she doesn't like it when I say Monster Hunter. Doesn't like
Monster.
it. Monster. Like I say Monster. Like
Like
no-
Monster
Monster
cheese.
is a type of cheese, dude.
Yeah, but it's Monster Hunter. Anyway, we're enjoying Monster Hunter. We've reloaded it. Don't get me wrong. It's a whole massive.
This is
loop.
Monster Hunter World, right?
This is Monster Hunter World, not the Iceborne. We're not there yet. So we, a friend of ours, he wants to play it. So we were like, well, don't worry, we'll come on, we'll help you. And we loaded it up. Our saves right there. She's got 190 some odd hours in it. I've got 160 hours into it. We load the game up,
Jesus.
and we have
you
no
guys have
idea
played
how
this
to play this
before,
game.
okay.
Yeah, we played it when it first came out, January. We played it from
Gotcha.
January to March, where our last saves were. And my God, like it's like play. We technically had to start the game again due to the other guy not playing the game. So what he's done is we're all in the same thing. He chooses all the quests, so we're just going through with him. We're annihilating the monsters. We're overpowered as nothing like we're going in there with this monsters that we remember taking us 2 or 3 days due to us having to grind and get lucky and learn the mechanics of the game. We're going in there smashing it. And we're gradually bringing him through the game. So when we get to the end game, we can make we can all decide that he enjoys the game. We're learning the game mechanics again. We're learning. I'm learning if we've got pretty much the best armor we could have at this moment in the game. It's a learning curve. The game is so overwhelming with information. There's all these new side quests. There's a Witcher quest. There's a Final Fantasy quest. There's all kinds of crazy
Witcher
stuff going on.
quest?
Yeah, you actually play as Geralt of Rivia.
What?
Yeah, and it gives you
Is this canon?
No. It's the game. Like the whole mission is played out like a Witcher mission, except for you have this really obnoxious Monster Hunter weapon on your back. It doesn't make any sense, and you control as a Monster Hunter character. We've not done it. We like we said, we are literally learning how to play the game. I think we're on our 4th night of playing the game, and like we're just literally bringing our friend with us, and I think the end goal is us to complete the main quest with him. Because you have to complete the main quest to then buy Iceborne,
right?
To actually to open the Iceborne. I believe that's what they've been saying.
I'm pretty sure you do.
But yeah, it's so enjoyable. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, just going in there. I'm an insect glaive man. My girlfriend's she got a big sword and shield. There's you Monster Hunter fans will know. And then my other friend's playing with the bow. It's just enjoyable. Like he was saying that he's been given this like specific armor, guardian armor that they give you now to just get you through the game, so you can jump into Iceborne if you choose to buy it, and then. It's on offer at the moment, so it's only £25. So that's from £35. It's a 40-hour thing as well. This Iceborne's effectively a full game. So I'm itching to play it. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to playing it. Really, we are enjoying it. We got at the moment. I'm just tired. So I'm falling asleep earlier than I would have. But I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It's so overwhelming. Go back. Like, what is going on? How do I do this? How does this work? Who's the Argosy? But it's fantastic. It's a fantastic game. There's a reason why we played it for 190 plus hours. But in them 190 plus hours, you're talking like we were saying like some of these monsters of like I'm really struggling to say monsters. By the way, I'm gonna go to monsters.
Monster.
We are we most of these monsters we spent 3 or 4 nights trying to fight this one monster like. Just getting pissed off. I remember getting so angry at this game, like, because they just whoop your ass. Well, obviously, then the payoff is beating it, and you're just like, yes. But I think me and the missus hit the grindy wall, and we were just like, you know what? This was 2 years ago. But now we're like, my friend wants to play it. We want to play Iceborne. I'm really enjoying it. And then, fingers crossed, I'll be getting... my birthday's in 3 weeks. No big deal. If you want to send me presents... Hit me up on Twitter at Sims Game
I'll send you a present.
saying, guys. Right, I do accept bells on Animal Crossing. Speaking of
I'll
Animal
go
Crossing,
visit your island.
Speaking of Animal Crossing,
What is the bell to dollar ratio?
oh, it's I think it's 1 million bells to $1. So if you just want to send me 5 million bells, that's £5 really.
5 million bells, not dollar.
No, so yeah, I've been playing a bit of Animal Crossing. I just turned that on for 20 minutes a day. bought my turnips on a Sunday, turned them over for a banging profit, made 2 million profit on my turnips. No big deal. No big deal.
Sounds pretty impressive.
Donald Trump started from somewhere. All I'm saying, I'll be prime minister next week. Let me tell you.
He got the president.
Yeah, Animal Crossing. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot more things for me to do. I've technically completed the game. Roll credits. I think now I want to do more to the village, but obviously there's very little reason to do that. I've got my 2 million. It's just something to pass the time. But that's me really. That's all I've playing this week.
That's all you got. I've been trying to play Animal Crossing. I've been trying to buy a Switch the past couple of days because I need a new one, and I just cannot fucking find one. Not anywhere. They're all sold out.
That Nintendo Switch.
Even on Amazon.
And
what was that?
I said even on Amazon.
Even on Amazon, everywhere you can't find a Switch right now. I think something with everyone staying home because of the coronavirus. Everyone wants a Switch, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, they're out of stock everywhere. It's crazy.
Nintendo Switches and Ring Fit Adventures are like rocking horse shit.
Right. You cannot find those anywhere.
We have both. I'm looking at my Ring Fit, just looking at it, thinking I can make a lot of money off that right now.
Yeah, you can make £100 off that.
Crazy.
Quick, but where are we going? Daniel, what have you been playing?
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, I beat Half-Life 2, so I hopped into episode 1 and 2.
Fuck yeah, you did.
Yeah, they weren't very long. Yeah, they weren't very long. I think that Half-Life episode 1 is shorter, so I think that was like 3 hours, and I think it was like 4 hours. I think for episode 2.
These two
really
kind of
good.
combined together in my head. Yeah, they are really good.
Yeah, because I played them so quickly. I will say, episode 1 feels way more like the original game, and then episode 2, especially with like the variety of the environments, you get a lot more like you're outside of the city at this point. Because episode 1 you're trying to escape the city 17,
Right.
and then episode 2 you're out of it and you're kind of in this like more foresty area. It's really good. Both of them are really good. They get the whole package of episode 1 and 2 are worth playing if people haven't played that and only played episode or the original Half-Life.
So I hear
How does it hold up?
The controls on all 3 of them felt way too loose for a shooter, and it was more of the movement, not how you looked around. That makes sense. So just how you step around.
Felt like you were gliding.
It felt like it was, maybe it wasn't even just loose. Maybe it was more of like a delay. I don't know. It didn't feel right. Just the actual movement. But for the most part, I mean, it shoots very well. That engine is just
like
impeccable.
shooting mostly. Yeah.
Yeah. The engine is impeccable.
Still using that engine, right? It's like Source Engine 2 or
Source
whatever.
2. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
Source 2. Been around for way too long. They need to make Source 3. Maybe Half-Life 3 will
There
be
still
with
isn't a Source 3? Right.
No, there's not a Source 3 yet. They need to like come out with Source 3. Episode 1 didn't have vehicle stuff, which I was pretty happy about. Episode 2 got back to going into the vehicle again. This time it was a car. It wasn't like it's similar to the buggy, I guess, from the main game, if you remember the buggy. It's kind of similar to that. But it's more of like it's like a hot rod in episode 2, but like you go back to driving. And I think that was really the weakest part of the main Half-Life game was the driving. You drove in the boat and then in the buggy.
Isn't there a part at the end that's like really hard? It's like the last fight at the end, and you gotta drive.
I was
to
gonna
like
bring
certain
that up.
corners of the map. Oh, dude, I remember this part being like super challenging.
So basically, the Combine's like big enemy is the Striders, like the big like crab-looking things.
Yeah, super long legs.
Basically, you're trying to in episode 2, you're trying to send a missile into this like portal in the sky that's like, I don't want to get, I guess, too nitty gritty or whatever, but there's a big portal in the sky that needs to go away. So you're trying to launch a missile into it to like evaporate it, and you need to defend the facility from those big Strider things. And it's just, it's so annoying. And the most annoying part is, okay, so right before you go and do it, there's this scientist. He's like, I got this new weapon. It's a sticky bomb. You stick it to them, and then you shoot it, and it blows them up. Cool. Okay. So then you go, and that's the objective. You just go stick these Striders, right? But the things that give you the bombs are only in specific locations around this map. It's this whole map you have to go around because they spawn from everywhere. And all the Striders are followed by these other little people, like little dog things called hunters. And the hunters try to protect the stupid Strider, so they'll shoot the bomb out of your hand. And it takes forever. Once you grab a bomb, it takes a second for another one to come back. So you can't just immediately grab a bomb and keep shooting at the thing.
Right.
It's just...
Yeah, I remember this. Don't you have to drive to like certain corners of the map?
You
too?
can. It got to a point when if you go in front of the facility, there are basically kind of 3 options for the bomb spots. So if you just sit there and just let the Striders come to you, yeah, it gets kind of hectic. But that was the only way I found to do it. And the thing that sucks is there is no checkpoint in this part.
Yeah,
like,
you have to do the whole
I will
thing.
kill one, and it'll say saving game. Okay, I thought that was a checkpoint. Okay, sure. Then I got to the point when this other guy like had an announcement like, oh, I think we passed. And then he's like, oh, no, we didn't. There are more. And I was like, okay, maybe that's a save. No, none of it is a save point. You have to do the whole section over every time they blow up the facility. It was really frustrating. It didn't take away from me enjoying the game, though. But the ending, obviously, very infamous. I knew how this game ended. I don't really want to spoil it because I know Half-Life Alyx just came out as well. So I think maybe people are playing it right now too.
My question is, now you've done it, you've seen that ended.
Yeah.
I've never seen this ended. Well, I've heard this has killed people inside. This is
sure
enter everybody's soul, and then obviously Half-Life.
It's a cliffhanger everyone's been hating on for fucking 13 years now.
My question is, when are you going to buy the Valve Index and Half-Life Alyx? Because I feel like you need to do it now.
Easy question. I won't.
Why? We need this review, Daniel. Like
the
fans,
I would love to sit here and talk to you guys and kind of review this game, but like, yeah, I have to have a PC and the headset to do it, and I just don't have that.
I wonder if my PC could handle it.
I just will never do that. You know,
someday they're gonna put it on PSVR, like the version 2 or whatever of that, and then I'll play it.
No, what I think from everything I'm seeing is, Half-Life is getting, rejuvenation into the franchise now that it seems like Valve has kind of found their footing again with actually making nice narrative games. And it seems like when they bought Campo Santo, the developer of, what was the name of that game? Firewatch. The developer of Firewatch, they bought them, so they are very good at narrative games. So if they kind of ride off of the back of Campo Santo, that's great to keep having Half-Life games. And I kind of heard that Alyx kind of feels like a Campo Santo game with kind of like a narrator talking to you, kind of going through environments and stuff. So I feel like that's Half-Life, cool. the next Half-Life game is probably closer.
Walking Dead Season 1.
Did they? I don't think so.
Yeah, no, they made that, then they left Telltale, and then they formed Campo Santo. And their first game was Firewatch. Then they got bought up.
So Gary Whitta, you're saying Gary Whitta is a liar? I'm just kidding.
No, Gary Whitta was
he
was hired on as a writer for
he helped
one of The Walking Dead. Right.
It's the best one, wasn't it?
But yeah,
Episode 4.
Oh, is
I
that the
definitely
specific
feel like
episode that he wrote?
It was one episode.
I definitely feel like that we were probably closer to another Half-Life, obviously, than we were before.
You think we'll see it
Like
in
a
our
proper
lifetime?
Yes, and
If we can
my
survive the Rona.
I think
Get
we will
past
survive.
this.
I think that what will happen is they will probably come out and say, boom, here is Source 3. I think they're going to do a Half-Life 2 again. They're going to say, here is the new Source. Here's Source 3. Boom, look at this engine. And also Half-Life 3. They're going to launch the engine and Half-Life 3, and we're just going to get a new era. We're going to get, Team Fortress, all that kind of after that. That's still
Another
probably
Left 4
5
Dead.
years. No, again,
would
no.
love
I mean, I want Portal before all of it, but
Yeah, I would love that too.
I think that I think maybe 4 to 5 years, boom, that'll be Half-Life 3, and then we'll go to the future from there. And then we'll get all the other games after. We have to get Source 3. And I think that starts with Half-Life 3.
I hope so. I really hope it's not a VR game too.
No, they might have maybe another spin-off type of thing, but we'll see.
Imagine,
Alright, well,
imagine if Half-Life 3 gets announced. Like the whole. I don't know. I can
the
imagine,
internet will break.
And then I reckon more than the internet. I reckon like someone's on the stage, like Half-Life 3 comes out, 2022, and then all of a sudden the ground just starts to shake, and the world just implodes on itself. This is like the biggest. This will be the biggest announcement in video game history. I've never played a Half-Life. I don't get the hype, but I know the world will just implode on itself.
Would you buy it though?
Yeah, of course I will. I'm a sucker.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. I've not played Half-Life 1, 2, Episode 1, 2, Alex, anything. I've played Half-Life 3.
I still haven't played. I've not played Half-Life 1. I want to play Half-Life 4. I just don't have a PC.
Played Half-Life 1 a long time ago. It's on PS2. I believe it's on the original Xbox as well.
Oh, that makes sense. I remember it being on PS2, but
yeah,
I never played it at the time.
Yeah,
what about
I wonder
you,
how
Connor?
well Half-Life 3 would sell. Last thing about that, I wonder how well it would sell, just because there's a whole group of gamers that have never even heard of Half-Life. I mean, they've heard of it, they've heard of the meme, they've heard of Half-Life 3, but they've never even played a Half-Life game. You know, like I gotta imagine everyone like below the age of like 18 right now has never played Half-Life.
No, now I mean it's back in the conscience, right?
Right, but now everyone knows the name just because of that meme, and it's just I wonder how well Half-Life 3 would sell when it actually does come out. It'd be interesting. But okay, we'll move on to what I've been playing.
Yes, because you've been playing the most important thing.
I have. I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes,
man, it's pretty fucking magical. I gotta say.
I've never heard of this game.
Definitely something special. I'm enjoying it a whole lot. It's just got such a charm to it. Really weird. Like the style to it. I really can't explain like what it is. Even like the scenery and like the characters, because it's not like cyberpunk, but it's also not like steampunk. It's like somewhere in the middle of that, I'd say.
With some fantasy elements.
Yeah, with some fantasy elements and giant swords. It's really weird.
Yeah, of course.
And I wonder why this style has never been copied, because like I never see it in anything else. But anyways, that's beside the point. Yeah, this game definitely really. Where do you guys want me to start here? So you guys, have either of you ever played the original Final Fantasy VII?
I haven't. I've got
Sims. Have you?
I've got every intention to. My plan is birthday. I get the Final Fantasy VII remake. I'm gonna get Final Fantasy OG on the Switch because I want the portability factor. And then I'm gonna play the first one. I'm gonna play the remake, and then it's gonna end. I'm gonna be like, I need to know what happens next. Then I'm gonna load up the OG one.
Then you load up the OG one. See, I was thinking about that, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll load up the OG.
It all depends on me actually liking the game.
Right. I played the Midgar section of the original one when it came to Xbox. The PC mobile port or whatever. But I didn't really have a motivation after the Midgar part. I don't know. Maybe it's because I knew that this remake was coming out. So I was like, I kind of just want to play the Midgar and kind of see what this game will be like, because it is dated. Like going back and playing, like it does feel dated. The menus look dated. But I did play it, yes.
Yeah, I've never played the original Final Fantasy VII remake, or just the original. I just don't like turn-based. I've never really had. I kind of like turn-based, like I like Pokemon and I like part of Persona, but I don't know. I've just never had like the urge to go and play Final Fantasy VII. So I started up this one, and I was kind of just like on the fence with it. Like I was excited for this just because I really liked 15. But I was never like completely sold that I was gonna love this game. Final Fantasies are just hit or miss with me.
Did you like
15? On
like
combat style? Yeah, I liked 15. I don't know. Parts of it I really hated. Parts of it were just very confusing and didn't make sense. But overall, like the combat and the world in 15 was great.
15 had good characters.
Yeah, it did have good characters too. And I feel like they took everything good about Final Fantasy 15 and it's in this remake as well. Like the combat's there, the characters are there. And then the story. Do you guys know anything about the story?
No, nothing. I know the spoilers. I know the big moments. I know the controversial moments. I know one big moment. Probably not back in the day, but now.
The story is like completely different from what I thought it was. So basically, it's like there's like this evil organization called Shinra, and they basically run everything. They own, all the where the electricity comes from in the city, all the big buildings, how the food gets distributed, all that. And they're basically taking they call it the lifeblood of the planet. I forget what it's called. It's called Mako in the game, and they use that to energize everything in the city. So like all electricity is powered like that. I believe like people's cars run on that and all this stuff. But they're killing the planet and you find all this out in like the first hour. But they're killing the planet with the more of the Mako that they take. So basically, you play as Cloud and you join a group called Avalanche, and it's basically like a rebellion group that's trying to take down Shinra, so they stop taking the lifeblood of the planet. And I never knew that's what the story was. I always thought it was like some bullshit with like a princess or whatever. But once I found out it was this, and once I got like more into the story, and you learn more about the characters through like how Shinra has affected them throughout their life. Like it's basically just a giant evil corporation that's like ruined all the poor people's lives. So you find out how that's affected different characters throughout the game. And yeah, it's really interesting, really well written. The dialogue's a little Japanese, like especially in the way it's delivered, like anime style. And sometimes with that
Kingdom Hearts style, like Kingdom Hearts 3.
I wouldn't go that Japanese. Bad? No. I wouldn't go that Japanese, but it's
okay.
It's made in Japan.
I like Japanese. I love anime. I like Japanese games. Like I just started up, Kingdom Hearts or whatever, and Kingdom Hearts 3, and I just couldn't because of all the dialogue.
Yeah, a lot of anime and a lot of like just Japanese games in general for me are just hit or miss. Just depends on what the subject matter is, and it depends on just you can't be like too anime for me, like just that over top ridiculousness that is in like all anime. I don't know. It's just hit or miss with me. I don't know how you guys feel about that. And then
I love over the top.
Yeah, hit or miss with me. Then the combat is great in this game. So it's basically a cross between a hack and slash and like a strategy game, I'd say almost. So there's two different modes. There's an operator mode, which is the more strategic mode. This is the mode you'll use to like sit back and wait and block with, and use your magic and different abilities that you get. You'll do all that in this
mode.
Yeah, it slows down to a point. Like it's basically time stopping, but the enemies still move a little bit when you go into this. And then the Punisher mode is the other mode. This mode is more like, this plays a lot like Kingdom Hearts, so it's very hack and slash, button mash, and you'll use this for like different types of enemies. So you have this thing called an assist button, to where you like scan someone, and it'll pop up their weakness and any type of abilities they're weak to, or if they have like a weak spot on them. So like if you're fighting a giant robot, and like you can knock off this arm or this leg or whatever. Or if you're fighting just a group of like regular soldiers, you'll want to switch to Punisher mode and then just like, melee. And then it's really weird how this game like remains so fast and fluid at the same time, but you can also just pause at any second to use your magic or your abilities. It's very unique, not really like anything I've ever played. I don't know if I've heard Final Fantasy 12 is a little bit like this, but a little more towards the turn-based than this is. This isn't turn-based really at all. I actually wonder how fans of the original Final Fantasy 7 feel with this, because it's not turn-based in any way.
I wonder what happened to the turn-based modes they wanted to have.
That might still be in there. I haven't really poked around the menus too much and looked.
I mean, I don't think
it's still in there, but I remember that. Yeah, I haven't heard anyone talking about that.
Oh,
yeah, I remember them saying that they wanted to do. Maybe it was just too much to do. Maybe it's something they could do later. But like that would be really cool. This like super high production turn-based game,
Yeah. And then so yeah, in the operator mode, that's why you use like all your abilities, magic. The summons are really cool. Those are really cinematic. You'll just summon up like a giant.
What summons do you have?
So I got this one fire guy. I can't pronounce his name.
Something
with an owl. Yeah. You got it. So that's him. He's awesome. He just wrecks everything when I summon him in. Then I got Shiva, I think her name is, the Ice Princess, something like
Shiva?
that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, there you go. She's great as well. And then I also have Fat Chocobo, who I just unlocked.
That's the best one.
Fat Chocobo. Oh, dude, it's hilarious.
What does he do?
He just rolls around. I mean, you get 2 different abilities with each of the summons that you can use, and they'll also just fight when you don't want to command what they do. But the different abilities he has one where he bounces up and down, and he'll bounce on the enemy, and then one where he'll just like roll around the map. And that one's hilarious. The Fat Chocobo's the best one. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for the combat. You guys got any questions on the combat? Anything you're interested in? It's really deep. There's a lot going on there. It'd be hard to explain it all. But just when you add in the switching of the characters too, because then all the other characters have their own different abilities and their own map. So you're doing a lot all at once.
I have a question, 2 questions, I guess. I know Sims hasn't gotten to say anything. I'm sorry. I want to talk about the magic first.
Yeah.
From like all the preview stuff, I haven't seen too many spells. Like, how crazy is the magic in this game?
It's pretty crazy. That's weird you say that, because I use the magic quite a bit. Like pretty much all the time, someone's using it.
Well, just from like trailers and stuff, I haven't seen too much. I've seen like some electric thing or whatever, maybe, and it was like a fire thing or something.
There's 12 different spells, I believe, in all in the game. I have like 8 of them right now. But pretty much at all times, I'm either fully switching over to a different character so they can use a spell, or you can just press L2 and then quickly use one of their abilities. So, and then mostly I keep Cloud mostly away from the magic right now. I do Cloud, but that's pretty much how the magic works. Yeah. And what was the other question?
The weapons. Like, have you got other weapons?
Yeah. So the weapons it's kind of weird the way they were laid out, because your weapon levels up with your character. So like your level will keep leveling up, and there's different abilities you can put on your weapon as you. So I've only used one weapon for each character. I haven't switched it that much, just because I want to make that one weapon as powerful as possible. And then, but you can go to different shops, and I believe each character has 5 different weapons they can buy, and then like there's one that'll be unlocked from, I don't know, I haven't seen how you unlock it yet. I'm assuming from like a boss fight or something. So they'll each have the 5 different weapons that you can use, and they're all very different. Like I used a different sword with Cloud, and he was in a completely different stance and like moving different ways. And then I'll switch airs I've been switching between 2 different ones because they have 2 different abilities that I like with air staff. So yeah, it's like I said, the game's very unique overall. I've never played anything quite like it. Was that your last question?
Yeah, I would like to talk about. Let's see if Sims has a question, but I would like to talk about your sidekicks. But let's see if Sims, do you have any questions?
I have one question. Am I going to like this game?
Hard for me to answer. So
I know
like,
it's a tough question. Obviously, in the
this
back
is
of my
a
mind,
very,
I know this might be a bad
this
idea
is the
to get
most like Americanized, maybe not American, just Westernized JRPG I've ever played. The level of detail in this game, it's pretty insane. It's like, it's almost to the level of a Naughty Dog or Rockstar. I'd say like just a notch below that. Probably on the same level as like Spider-Man. And with detail, I just mean like the way your character moves and the way like everything, or the way like NPCs behave, stuff like that. All that is like very detailed.
I've downloaded the demo. I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet. You want to?
I think you'll like it, honestly. Like the combat's very fun. It's kind of hard for me to say like 100% if you like it, but I think you'll enjoy it.
Worst case scenario, I get it. I don't like it. The missus plays it. I'll watch her play it. It's a win-win.
Right, and then probably about like once a chapter, there'll be. So this game's separated into chapters, and some of them are very linear and like just very like you're doing this one thing, you're doing this mission, and then others just like branch out. You kind of have this whole open world section to where you can go around and like pick up different side quests and buy things, and there's a whole bunch of little side type things you can do.
What chapter are you on?
I'm on chapter 13. I believe there's 20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then. Yeah, so with the different things you do in each chapter, there'll be like a mini game. So there's one where there was a dart throwing game, and you had to like try to score more than everyone on the team at dart throwing. They also range from like a very like there's one that's like a super cinematic motorcycle chase, and then there's one that was like really bad, that a crane moving game where you had to pick up these different like truckloads and move them out of place so your characters can move. So parts of it, like that's where this game gets like very Japanese, just with like the mini games like this. I've always noticed Japanese games do
this. It kind of reminded me of a Yakuza game.
Yeah,
just from a step back. Yeah, I got Yakuza.
They do have the mini games like Yakuza.
Yeah,
especially when you get to the chapters that are specifically open world. It is very Yakuza.
Is it the same area you keep going back to?
No. So there's been 3 total so far, and I'm on chapter 13.
And they're all different.
So there's been 3 of those with different areas. Yeah.
Okay.
In those areas too, you pick up side quests, and side quests are they're definitely the weakest part of the game that I've noticed so far. So like, side quests will be anything from like a fetch quest to like a guide someone to this area quest, or just go fight this monster quest. And they're all really just revolve around combat. They're not very, it's not too much thought put in them. They'll be fun.
So is that like
it's funny lore.
Them?
Yeah, if you're not into like, so you'll get rewards for doing the side quests. Like you'll get different potions or different materia, and with the materia you get different abilities. So you get rewarded for doing the side quests. So I've been doing them all, but they're definitely, if you don't want to do the side quests, don't, because they're the weakest part of the game for sure.
Yeah.
I was always wondering, do you level up?
You do level up, yeah. So I'm level 23 right now, and I believe it goes to 50.
So,
but yeah, you level up. You level up for sure. Everything levels up. Your magic levels up on its own. That has like 4 different levels it can do. Just one specific spell has like 4 different levels it can do. Same thing with your weapon, that levels up. Your accessories will level up the more you wear them. That's why I haven't really been changing any of my equipment, because they all level up themselves. Like they all have a different thing to level up, and they'll unlock different abilities with them. That's why I don't quite understand why there's so many options with what you can put on with the equipment, but maybe it's just something I'm not seeing yet.
So how is it going to work with the next game? Are you just going to carry on from level 50? Final Fantasy Remake Part 2.
We'll talk about that.
You don't know, dude.
I definitely want to ask you. Yeah, how the hell would I know? And then, what else did I want to mention with this game? Oh, the boss fights are great. There'll be like 20-minute boss fights just with the combat, and so much going on. You have to think so much during these boss fights.
You ever got frustrated?
Do they have checkpoints?
In the boss fights, no. Yeah, that's the problem with these boss fights. There was a boss fight I did last night. It was like one of the most good boss fights I've ever seen. And I got to the end of it. It was like about 20 minutes long. I got to the very end. He just had like a little sliver left, and he killed my whole team. He set off his big. Oh, he killed my whole team. Not only was it a 20-minute boss fight, but there's like a 10-minute cutscene before that. You can skip the cutscene after you watch it once if I did it. So it was like I spent a good hour just on that boss fight. But it wasn't like I was mad at the game. I was still happy to do it because that boss fight was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But
I do want to talk about the companions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, shoot.
Who are you using? Do you have my girl Tifa?
I do have Tifa. So, as far as I can tell, I don't know how the original Final Fantasy worked. If you could just like switch them in and out whenever you wanted, but you'll have set characters for set missions. You can't just like pick and choose who you want at that moment.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how else it would work, but I mean, because like the story requires that character to be there at that point, and the other character is away. So I don't really. It'd be hard. Air's somewhere else right now. It'd be hard to like get her over there for a story reason.
You don't get Aerith in the beginning, obviously.
You also don't get her in the beginning.
Yeah, so there is a section when Cloud is separated from the group.
Yeah, there'll be chapters where you're alone with Cloud, and I've noticed those are always the hardest chapters because you're alone, and you're so used to having other people with you that when you are alone, it becomes really.
So who do you usually try to like lean towards so far with the companions?
I've been pretty good at switching between all of them. Tifa's actually probably my least favorite right now. I mean, not character-wise, like story-wise, I love her. She's great, but like just in the combat-wise, yeah, probably my least favorite. Obviously, I'm playing as Cloud majority of the time. I kind of play as Cloud a lot, and then I'll do like there's a quick way to like use your other companions' abilities and stuff without like completely switching over to playing as them. So I'll do that a lot when I'm playing as Cloud, especially I've noticed as the game goes on, you're high level, fighting your weaker enemies, take them out with Cloud right away. So it's just kind of like, what's the point? But when you're on boss fights, especially, I'm switching between all of them so much, even though I'm playing all of them pretty evenly.
Cool.
Well, yeah, those are basically my thoughts so far. I'll probably beat it next week, I imagine, sometime. I don't know. It's a pretty long game.
I mean, you grinded it out this week.
Yeah. I'm probably like... The clock keeps going when I have it on pause, and I always pause my game, so it says like 20-something hours, but there's no way. Probably at like 15-ish.
The rookie numbers, man.
Sure.
That's
not bad.
You need to pump them numbers. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, pump up them numbers. There's a rookie. I guess one question I had for all of us was, how do we think they're going to roll out the next parts of this game? Because my ideal would be they do one of these a year, and there's only 3 parts. But I honestly have no idea how they're going to do this. It'll probably end up being like 7 years between these games, and there'll be like 7 different parts of Final Fantasy VII.
I think.
Go ahead, Sims.
I think in June this year they just shadow drop the next part.
No fucking way.
And then the world go crazy. Coronavirus is like, oh shit, we can't beat that.
Oh, the Cloud, run.
And then that's it.
Coronavirus gets scary.
Yeah, that's it. But no, in all seriousness, this is the one thing that puts me off. Like, I don't get why it's not a full game. I get that it takes a long time to make these games. I don't like the fact that it's only a bit of the game. And they have said it's in development. They don't know how long. I want to say next year. and make it a
I think
yearly
next
thing.
spring. I think it's a next spring. I think that part 2 or whatever they call it or whatever is further along than we expect. I think that they've been polishing this game right here for a while. I think this game pretty much has been done for. I think they've been just kind of making it nice. So I do think the part 2 is further along.
Man, I hope, because like I said, the level of detail in this game, it'd be so hard for them to make it in like 2 years or whatever. Whenever
they have the character model, just reuse them.
That's true.
And then the new ones, whatever other new party members or environments, that'll be stuff they have. But they have this core cast that they've made already.
Sims, from what I understand, though, it is like a full game. Like the story's been rearranged in a way to where it has a beginning and an end. It's not like you just get this Midgard part and like that's the first 5% or whatever it's originally is in the original Final Fantasy VII.
The Midgard part in the original kind of just leaves off at a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
so I'm sure that this has
you've got the next part of the game, haven't you?
But yeah, I mean, I played the original. I could have continued.
I don't know.
I mean, I did continue a little bit.
I'm getting it on her, so I can't be that bothered. I get it. It's just I don't know. It's just one of them games that everybody wants, and now what? Here's a little bit. I know it's not a little bit. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's the problem. I've never played a Final Fantasy.
Right.
I have tried to play it. Obviously, I know it's a big deal to a lot of people. I just feel like a fake gamer because I've not played Final Fantasy VII.
No, don't.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like I need to be that guy that's going, I play Final Fantasy VII.
Don't feel like that.
See, now that this remake is out and it's started, I feel no need at all to go play the original Final Fantasy VII. I'd rather just ride this out, learn the story.
I don't like not knowing.
There's just spoilers out there.
If I know that if I know I can get hold of the second part of the story, I will get it. Like that's me.
But it's probably going to be slightly different.
It's probably from what I heard, it's very different. Like there's parts that happen like halfway through this game, I guess, that are halfway through the original that are in this one. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I wish we had someone else's perspective that has played it.
You'll get me. Give me 2 months and I'll be there. I'll be that guy. I'll tell you everything.
Yeah, you could. Play that part first.
I'll let you know.
Oh, the music is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Fantasy music. Oh, top notch. There's points where the victory theme. Oh, dude.
Oh, yes.
What's his name? Barrett does that after the battles. Sometimes
he just sings it himself.
He's great. The characters are so good too. Like the game has like this sense of humor to it. That's it's different than Yakuza, but it's Yakuza like. It's just hilarious at points.
How's we've talked about like kind of the Japanese-ness, but how is the voice acting and just the voices in general of the main cast?
Voice acting
Not everybody
is
else.
great. Aerith is a little off, I think.
Really? Because I saw that cool Twitter video of like the actress. I don't know if you saw that.
When she like freaked out, or she didn't freak out, but she saw when she was originally in it.
Like that.
Honestly,
that melted
if there's
my
anyone
heart.
I'm gonna
I was like, oh my god.
I mean, I don't know jack shit about voice acting, but if there's anyone I would point out as like, that's kind of off, is Aerith for sure.
Really? Okay. But if overall you liked the voice acting?
Yeah, overall I like it quite a bit. Like I said, the characters are just so great, so maybe I'm just overlooking their voice acting. It does get a little ridiculous. Yeah, overall I'm loving the game. I would definitely recommend it. And, I'm sure I'll be talking weeks to come.
Yeah, we will talk more about this.
For sure. Okay. So you guys move on?
Yeah, definitely.
Move on to the news. Okay. So, first piece of news, there's been some Resident Evil 4 remake. Is on Tuesday. Being made by this team, the M2. That's the team that just made the Resident Evil 3 remake. Right. But yeah, I think we all expected this. Daniel, I think you were talking about this a lot last week.
Talking about it last week.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because isn't this kind of what I said? in a way, like
Pretty much
having
exactly
a
what you
new
said,
Resident
right?
Evil 4. We don't know the extent. Like from the rumors, it just seemed to be that they're making a Resident Evil 4 remake, but
it's
kind of like what I said,
set in
like have a
stone,
new
doesn't it?
continuity.
All the information that's came out, it seems believable. Comes from a reliable source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
mean, there wasn't like a ton of information. It was just more of the fact that it exists. Yeah, like that's awesome. Let's do it.
My question
I
is
love
like,
RE4.
how do you remake this game? You know, because I don't know, because I feel like this game could just be like you could just make new graphics and keep the game exactly the same.
Yeah, I've never played
almost
it,
like the Crash Bandicoot remake.
Yeah,
I think it needs some trimming, for sure.
Like, do you make changes to the story a little? I mean, I remember there's some weird stuff in the story. Yeah, maybe you rearrange it.
I think
flesh out some characters
some
more.
sections are a little too long. Flesh out some characters for sure. Flesh out Ashley, and the president, and kind of the trio relationship between them. Flesh out Ada a little bit more. Kind of get her more involved because she had like a little DLC campaign or whatever. So try to maybe mix that in. And like a section where you just play as her would be really cool. And then the castle part definitely needs trimming. I think it could be much shorter.
So we don't really need... like the little boy too, creepy little kid.
Yeah, the castle part just got really monotonous. Just kind of cut that down.
I gotta be honest. I feel like we don't need this. Like, I don't know. Maybe in another. I was hoping this would come around like 2025-ish. Like, wait till like 20 years after a game has been out. I don't know. This one, they're just going a little too far. I wish it was Resident Evil 0 or what was the other one? Code Veronica. I wish it was one of them instead of 4, or at least before 4. Because I know we're probably getting 8 in 2021, and then I wish after that we're getting.
But I mean, that's 2 years of development. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, maybe I'll feel different by the time it actually rolls around.
For me, this
and like it'll be different though because it isn't going to be kind of like a pure remake. Like if they are doing this continuity thing. And, all the Leon that we just played last year is kind of the same, but maybe a little older, it's like, it could be different, it's not going to be the same. Do it that way.
How would you guys feel if they remade it in first person?
I'd be more
pretty upset.
Same. 2 different sides of the spectrum. I'd love it. I'd give me a Resident Evil and all of them in first person. I just enjoyed.
That's what I was saying. I would love that as well.
I enjoyed 7 so much, like in first person. Like it just made it more scarier. Like especially with the jump scares and with obviously the beginning bit like I discussed last week, like her being so in your face and so scary. And it's not gonna happen.
Would wish that they would with 4 make it first person because like I said, I just feel like 4 doesn't really need to be remade that much. So, like, if you're gonna remake it, just make it like completely different. No,
it's not Resident Evil.
What, first person?
No, it's not.
It sure is. It sure is.
Not to me.
I mean, you could do all the same stuff in first person. I see what you're saying.
It's not. You need to see Leon in that cool coat. You need to see him do his kicks, right? Like. Come on.
Kicks, though. The first-person kicks.
It's not going to look the same. I want to see him in his cool-looking jacket do some kicks and kick people right in the head. You know what I mean? That's what I want.
Yeah, it'd be cool in first person. But yeah, I hear you.
Not as cool as in third person. I want to see him with his little stance and right into somebody's head.
His karate.
Has anybody got Daniel just doing a round-ass kick in his bedroom right now? Is that?
I mean, that's what I just did.
Daniel throws a meme.
No, I'm just kidding.
For me, I think the game just needs. I've never played it. Like you said, it probably needs trimming. Admittedly, it just needs a fresh coat of paint. Take away them tank controls, and you've got a banging game, aren't you? Like people say, this is the best Resident Evil of all time. So
no, it is.
Make it shiny. Make it with the RE. Put it in the RE engine. Like have the banging lighted effects, and then have it and take away the tank controls, and you've got a decent game, aren't you? Like, I don't think people would moan if they just did that.
No, no one's gonna complain if you did that. That's the safe way. And the most probable way.
I was playing Resident Evil 3 about an hour ago, and I was the hospital bit where you're fighting the hordes.
Yeah.
And I was just firing a rocket launcher willy nilly, trying to get through it as quick as I possibly can. And something caught my eye, and I shot the rocket launcher, and there's all these like pictures on the walls. And as I shot the rocket launcher, I could see the reflection of the rocket through the picture, if that makes sense. Like I could see the light and the reflection. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. I was
Because
like,
it's glass.
Nat, look at
Right.
this. This is phenomenal. Like, it's just like, it's whatever. But I was like,
Yeah, the RE engine
that was
is like one of the best in the biz.
Incredible. Honestly, I can't wait. I'm more than excited. I don't love it, but I really enjoy playing Resident Evil. I really enjoy it. And as Resident Evil 2, I didn't enjoy. Maybe because, like I say, you just spend too long in certain areas, and it just pissed me off. Don't waste my time.
I mean, that's most Resident Evils.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I don't know. I like actiony game. I like the actiony Resident Evil sort of thing. Maybe a creepy looking zombie, a few jump scares, shiny lights.
I mean, 4 is more action based. The thing about 4, we'll move on after this, but the thing about 4 is of how the controls were. It was action based, but it was very not mobile action based, if that makes sense. It was a lot about using the quick turn to run back, quick turn again, turn around, shoot. They'd throw things at you so you could use your pistol and shoot it out of the air, that kind of stuff. So it's 4 is definitely when they started going, they took the action of 3 and just ramped it up. Because even
4
3
is like
still
the perfect balance of horror and action to where 5
Yes.
overdid it with the action. You can see how they jumped to 5 after you play 4.
Yeah,
I love
pretty much.
5. I love
Because that has
5.
very similar controls.
Right.
Last thing, like the amount of times I've started 4, I just can't get past that first village bit. Can't do it.
Yeah, get good. You know what I mean?
I was I was about 14 at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, get good.
Oh.
Okay, so next piece of news. Jason Schreier, the best video game journalist of our lifetime, has left Kotaku. I believe he said in a tweet that he's going to some other gaming outlet after he finishes writing his book over the next few weeks. But yeah, this is huge news. He's definitely the only guy that's like in a major video game outlet that was like breaking news like he was, or still is. But yeah, it's pretty surprising. How you guys feel?
This guy's phenomenal. This guy's phenomenal. Like the balls on Jason Schreier to just go in and just get all
Huge
these,
balls.
just investigate, like, and to just put all these companies on blast. Rockstar, like Gearbox, like Gearbox.
I mean, he is a rock star. Like he is kind of a, his own personal, him as like a personality is a little different than him as like a journalist. But him as a journalist, rock star, man. That guy just gets out there and gets it done.
He just how can I put it? Like, he must help so many people. Like, just take all these people that are just stuck behind a desk every day, and working. They want to work. Don't get me wrong. They want to give out the best piece of content they can. But there's certain things they're probably unhappy with, and he will go in there and he will like, look, you can tell me if you tell me this story, I can then put it out there. You won't be named, and I can try and make all this better. And like just recently, Rockstar was saying, things have been made, things are better now. The Gearbox story that came out the other day, I was appalled by it. What, you're not getting your bonuses? But what, Randy Pitchford got his big old bonus not long ago, and if you're not happy about it, leave. Fuck off. I don't want to play I don't want to play Borderlands. I've already paid him £90 for the big old edition. And now knowing this, like,
I think that's kind of
sick, man.
Randy Pitchford already got your money.
I mean, that's a sticky situation because there are way more people that work in that game than just Randy Pitchford.
Exactly, but he's the face, isn't he? And he's had so much controversy, and just can't.
I mean, if you don't buy the game, it'll be even worse for them.
Such a shame. But going back to Jason, like, he's incredible. Like, he's a brilliant writer. He's like you said, he's a rock star. He's bigger than I don't mean to say this in a bad way, but he's bigger than Kotaku. Like you think Kotaku, you think Jason Schreier.
Yeah.
And now
I was just seeing, as we were talking, that he right now is, I think, about 25% of Kotaku's traffic right now. He's about 25% with just his like leaving state. And that's 25% of a website for just him.
And you think about, and then you got to think about on the other spectrum, how does this affect Kotaku?
Oh, not good.
Kotaku's dead.
No, I hope not. Don't get me wrong. But where does Jason Schreier go now? Like I said to a friend earlier, I was like, maybe IGN, but he doesn't fit IGN's tone, does he? He's not.
No, not at all.
He's not laughs and shits again. Does he just go to a proper newspaper? Does he go to a real newspaper?
No.
Why doesn't he just do it himself, right?
No, he's gonna go. He wants to go somewhere. I think he's gonna go to like Waypoint or a place like that.
I always wonder
like
why doesn't like an IGN or a GameSpot have someone like this? Like, there's really no one else in the industry that like breaks stories the way Jason Schreier does, and just like gives you news the way Jason Schreier does. Like, what's to stop someone from IGN or GameSpot from doing that?
There isn't. There isn't.
Well, he has that reputation, doesn't he? I speaking to him. Say if I was working at this really shitty job, making this big AAA game, or you know, working in these really shitty conditions for not even a AAA game, and maybe a Jason Schreier gets hold of me, he has a way of people feeling safe, and he's got this reputation to people trust him. He has trust with all these people. Say if I was a journalist and I went to this person, I was like, look, give me the story and I'll try my best I'll make it, a big deal and blah, blah, blah. They're not going to trust me. Jason Schreier is a name over the years and the years and the years he's been doing it. He becomes like this safe haven, like a superhero. If you get where my drift, like if Jason Schreier's on it, he will make a difference. He'll get that story out there. People will read it because he is Jason Schreier. I hope I make my point by saying that.
No, you do.
Yeah.
The thing is, if people trust him because of all that, I don't understand why they go and give him all these like news stories then for him to break. Like, I understand that they trust him and that they'll say, but they have to know that he's gonna like tell the world, right, about these news stories.
It starts at the beginning, doesn't it? Like little bits of trust, gaining that trust. It doesn't happen overnight.
If I was IGN. If I was IGN, I would give him dump trucks of money just to come to IGN.
All the money.
He might be.
No matter what.
As much as I doubt it. Next to
I think that's huge. Whoever. I think that's huge for him because he's not going to really want to do podcast. Probably he's just going to want to do his thing.
He does his own podcast. Yeah,
exactly. So he probably rubs the wrong way to some of those people. Probably not too much, but he's just his own person. So it's going to be hard for him to be there unless he just sits there and does his own thing. But IGN would profit immensely from just having it.
Their click revenue, if that even is such a thing, like would
clicks. You know what I mean? Like, imagine all those Kotaku clicks; they all just go to IGN plus all of IGN's normal clicks.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, half IGN's breaking news articles are from Jason Schreier, anyways.
Exactly.
Boom, and then you get him, and they're not going to Kotaku anymore. They're just going to IGN. It's just
it would make a lot of sense because then IGN would be the one breaking the news all the time.
And unfortunately, it's business. You know what I mean? IGN, the process.
Yeah, and they have the money.
Business. I mean, Greg Miller just said he's got an interview with him.
Yes.
I don't think we'll find out too much, but we will find out something. Something will be said.
Wait, what did Greg Miller say?
He's gonna. No, go ahead.
No, he's on We Have Cool Friends Monday. I believe they're recording it Monday.
Oh, Jason Schreier.
So yeah, he's such a fascinating character. No, he's such a fascinating. I don't know. I've got this at utmost. I've only been following this for a couple of years. Like, I've been really in the shit with the games, like the nitty gritty shit. And like, he's such an icon. Like, he's so fascinating. Every time he's like big stories, he's just like, this guy's a hero. I know I keep saying it. He's like an idol of mine. Like, I love what he does because it's all for good. It's never about him. It's about the company. It's about the people. And if you can take that to IGN, somehow have his own little corner. And obviously, the kids will start to read about Jason Schreier at IGN. But I don't click Kotaku every day. I click IGN every day. Maybe that's just because it's easier to read, or I don't know.
They have a great app.
I don't even like the app. I just go on the website. Or,
I use Reddit and Twitter. That's really it. I click from.
I gotta imagine though, like an IGN wouldn't want him because like this guy's had to have pissed off like some high level guys at these different game studios.
Yeah, Bethesda
for sure. The Rockstar guys gotta hate him. Like the heads there. Yeah, I'm talking about like the top of the top at these places. Which is why it's crazy he gets so many stories. He must just hear things from like lower level people.
He just has sources everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
Little spies everywhere.
But yeah, Jason Schreier, you want to come work for Nerdic Gods? More than welcome.
Whoa!
More than welcome. We could have Jason Schreier in here.
I don't know.
Fourth guy. Be lovely.
We'd have to have a big meeting.
Yeah, we'll definitely have a meeting. His pay structure will be. He'll be paid in bells from Animal Crossing.
I've got 2 million bells of his name on it. What I'm saying.
2 million, Jason. Just saying.
2.5.
I mean, that's pretty tempting. You know what I mean?
I mean, sounds tempting.
It'd be interesting. It's very interesting to see where he goes. I like utmost respect for the man. Him and Greg Miller, like idols. They're my idol. And I'm no writer. I've always wanted to write. I didn't do well in school, so I don't know, struggle with stuff like that. But other than the writing, like I keep saying, he's a hero because he is. Like he makes people's lives better. And obviously, when these stories come out, these companies have to cover their asses and then make things better. Because people will come snooting around in 12 months' time and go, "What's happened here? Then have you fully sorted this out?" Because it affects people. You like they say, they vote with their wallet.
Right.
Like with I believe he did something with Detroit, the Detroit Human company. I always get them mixed up.
Quantic Dream.
Quantum Dream.
Yeah, I always get Media Monocle and that one mixed up. Yeah. People didn't buy that game.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all very interested to see Jason Schreier's next move.
We are.
But next story. The Dark Pictures anthology, the next title, Little Hope, got a new trailer and a summer release date. I think we talked about this a little bit on the podcast before, probably a few weeks ago now.
They had a little...
But we're all excited for this. I'm pretty excited for this. I love Until Dawn. What was the first one called? Man of Medan. Yeah, whatever. It was good. I definitely ran into some glitches with that. It was fine. It wasn't to the quality that Until Dawn was. But I still enjoyed it enough to keep going with this Dark Pictures anthology.
I like Will Poulter.
Oh yeah, he's the main guy in this one now. Huh?
Yeah, he's the main guy. I like Will Poulter. So
it's funny. I always get him confused with the guy that was in Jedi Fallen Order.
Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, they got like a similar face, both redheads.
Interesting.
That's it. Both redheads. Oh, right, okay. I see.
I don't think Will Poulter's a redhead. No, he's not. No.
See, when I think of this guy, I'm thinking of that movie with Andy from The Office. You guys know what I'm talking about? I can't remember the name of it.
No. You're talking about Ed, but I don't know what movie.
Yeah, there's a movie with him and this guy, and that's the only thing I can picture him from right now.
I mean, he was from Midsummer. Did you watch Midsummer?
Oh yeah, he was in Midsummer, huh?
Yeah, he was
definitely a red hair in Midsummer. He died right away.
No, he didn't.
Spoiler alert.
He did. I mean, he wasn't the first one dead, but he did die quick.
No, other people died first, but
anyway. I've never played Man of Medan. I played like I said this before. I played Until Dawn. Man of Medan is one of those games. Like I want to play it. We will play it. I've always said, it's on sale. Should we get it? And it's like, yeah, we will. We never do.
Yeah, I gotta imagine after the updates, fixing glitches. I remember reading updates came out like shortly after release. But I think you and your wife would definitely have a fun time.
Yeah, she loves that. Freaky deek. She loves it. Silent Hill, fucking.
You can play these at any time.
Yeah, we will. I think they'll get cheaper. I think once they get really
there's no tie. The only tie is the curator. So it's like you don't even worry. Like you can even play Little Hope first, and then I like Little Hope, then go back. You can do that.
Maybe let's see what the reviewer gets.
How much did Man of Medan cost? Was it 40?
No,
it was 30.
It was 30. Okay,
it's like £15 over here now.
It's cheap. It's cheaper now. It was 30 when it launched. I think they're all going to be 30.
Definitely, if you could get it for, I don't know what it is in pounds, but if you could get it for like $20 and under, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's like £15 now. I reckon give it a couple more months.
That's worth
more,
it.
So yeah,
because you can both play at the same time. It has like a co-op.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's too many games. Too many games.
There's
too much coronavirus. Let me
tell you. Fun fact: Until Dawn, the first game I ever platinum.
Yeah. Oh, cool!
Yeah, fun platinum. Yeah,
I think.
Speaking of too many games.
What are we getting into now? Infinity War.
I was trying to give you
something. What were you setting up? Say that again.
I don't know. I was trying to give you a segue into a different topic.
I can't tell which one you were trying to segue into. Oh, speaking of new games, what new game are we going to talk about? You know what? Let's talk about this because I think it's important. SpongeBob. What's it called? Battle for Bikini Bottom. Rehydrated edition. I love when they name these remasters something weird. I forget what the Darksiders ones are. Oh, the Darksider one is hilarious. I can't think of it right now, but looks like the
War
Master or something. Good shit. Yeah, something like that.
And then the other one's like Definitive or something like that.
I love it. I love all these.
I hate it.
Rehydrated though. That's up there. That's gotta be in the top 3.
That's stupid.
Daniel's so dry.
Rehydrated.
I hate
it. Daniel just hates. Daniel, you need to get rehydrated on it.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the
I played
price?
this game back in the day though. This is one of those games I rented from like Blockbuster. I think it's this old.
Was this PS2?
This was PS2, Xbox, GameCube.
Okay.
That era. I think it was like right at the tail end of that era. I remember playing it, but yeah, it's a 3D platformer and a pretty damn good one at that. Surprisingly good, I would say. It's I think it's more of a collectathon, kind of like Banjo-Kazooie was.
Oh,
so like in that vein. You don't like those?
Yeah.
No, I love those.
No, I don't. I love 3D platformers, but not ones where it's like just a bazillion collectibles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like.
I like those for the replay value. Granted, it's been a while since I played it. I did try to play ukulele. I wasn't into it at all.
I tried that.
So maybe I wouldn't be.
I got it.
I do want to play the Impossible Layer, the 2D one. I would like to play that one.
Yeah, I've heard that one's really good.
That's like Game Pass, isn't it?
The first ukulele is Impossible Layer, isn't it?
I've got it. I think it was free on the Epic Game Store. Got it in my library on the Epic.
Oh, cool.
Ukulele and Impossible Layer came out pretty recently.
Yeah,
like October.
With have you seen the special edition to this SpongeBob SquarePants?
Yeah, like the $250 one, or like the really expensive one. It's like a statue and shit.
You get some socks, I think. I've seen socks. I saw
socks. SpongeBob socks? Whoa! I want to get it now.
Daniel was on. All right, okay. Yeah.
THQ Nordic, though, I'll tell you, and they'll fucking sell you anything.
I love THQ Nordic, I do. They blow my mind.
They're run by the mob.
I love it. I can't wait to see what
they're crazy.
They're definitely run by the mob. They buy just like the most random shit. It's definitely there's something fishy going on there. I'm just saying. Police might want to look into that.
No, because they're remaking all these great games, and there's one will come out that I want. So
you would have told me like even a year ago that they're gonna do a full remake of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. I said you're fucking crazy, but they're doing it. It looks great too, like graphically.
It does look really good. It does.
Yeah, it's like crazy how much money they must have put into this. Okay, on to the next story. The Outer Worlds.
You know what else looks really good?
What was it? What's your segue here, Daniel? Go for it.
I was trying to the Superman one. You know what else looks really
good? That doesn't look good. That's canceled.
Well, the screenshot looks cool. I was trying to segue you. I'm trying here. I'll let you do it from now on.
Anyways, a leaked image of a canceled Superman game has surfaced. Do we know like which developer this was from or anything? It's obviously from WB. I don't know which one of their developers.
I don't know. It might have been Montreal, but I'm not sure.
Might have been Montreal. Yeah, I'm not a big Superman guy at all, so I'm not particularly excited for this. This is one of those things. If you're gonna make a Superman game, you got to show me something that looks like really cool for me to care.
That looked cool.
Did it? The concept?
The city looked that concept art.
Are you a big Superman guy?
Not huge, but I like Superman. I think that he just hasn't got justice yet. I think people just hate on him because he's
definitely not in video games, even in movies.
No,
he's just the old Superman. Is supposedly good. I've never seen him.
He hasn't gotten any justice. I mean, the best that Superman has been, in my opinion, in terms of like media, other than comics, is probably Injustice 1 and Injustice 2. I really like the portrayal in that.
I do like those different stories in those games.
Yeah.
To be fair, this concept art,
but like an open world.
Can do.
Sims, you like Superman over there in the UK?
In the UK.
What do they got over there? Britain Man?
Yeah, Britain Man. Would you like tea? Stop, you villain.
Handing out
you.
Wait.
Please. Anyway, no, I've just seen the concept art. I've not seen it before. It looks bad. It looks really, really good. Bad being good, by the way. British.
Why do you guys think this got canceled? I think Superman's probably just a really hard type of game to make.
How do you make a game a game where you can't die? You're not allowed to die.
Right. The closest thing I can think of is God of War.
They probably weren't happy with what was being done at the time, with what they had. So they probably moved into a different project. They're like, they probably moved into a more Batman-focused universe project, I would assume.
See, I don't think they could make this quite like the Batman games, because you couldn't really make an open-world Superman game because he's so fast.
Yeah,
and, like,
you can
just fly above everything. I guess you could, but I don't know. It's weird.
The thing is, you just need somebody that loves the property, and think about it in creative ways. Like, there are ways to beat Superman. He's not invincible. I mean, he is the bulletproof guy, but there are ways that you can beat him, and you can do it story-wise.
There's only one
he has
way
a good heart, like
to beat Superman, all right? And that, take Martha.
Martha. Oh no.
Oh yeah, Martha.
Your mom's name is Martha? Why did you say so? Anyway.
Why did you say that name?
That's what I'm talking about, though, is Superman. Like, my whole life, Superman has just been like a joke.
I enjoyed the Xbox 360 Superman. Don't get me wrong.
Which one is that?
I don't know. It first came out.
Was it based off of Brandon Routh?
No, it was like first time at one of the early 360 games. Like, that Superman game was bad. It was good. It was alright. It was a Superman game.
I mean, the only good Superman game is probably Superman 64.
Probably.
Oh, God,
yeah, 100%. Top echelon of the N64 genre of game.
Of course.
Right up there with Mario Kart DS. Anyways.
Whoa.
Moving on.
Shots fired.
The Outer Worlds devs have hired the Outer Wild devs, writers, to supposedly write for their next game.
Probably for Outer Worlds 2, is what I would assume.
Right.
Which sounds awesome.
For sure. This is out of all the studios Xbox recently bought, I'm definitely most excited about Obsidian Games and whatever their next giant RPG is.
They're such a creative studio.
Super excited for that. Yeah, they're great. I've played a lot of their games except the Neverwinter games. If you remember those.
Oh, I know what they are.
Yeah, I've never played those. But yeah, like Stick of Truth is great. KOTOR 2, great. New Vegas, great. So yeah, I'm super excited for Outer Worlds 2 or whatever they make now.
The only thing I want Obsidian to make is the new South Park game.
Another one?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't make the last one.
They just need to. Because Stick of Truth was the better one.
It was a Ubisoft developer that did that one.
Yeah, it was Ubisoft San Diego, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one.
What was it called? Cracked butthole. What was it?
The fractured butthole.
Fractured butthole. That was it. Yeah, that one wasn't as good as Stick of Truth.
No, Stick of Truth
still
is
very
the
good.
best.
I mean, I think it was great. It might have been one of my favorite games of that year, but it wasn't Stick of Truth.
No, yeah, it definitely. It was good.
I think they tried to do too much with the combat. I liked the Stick of Truth's combat more.
I played one straight after the other.
Oh, nice.
It really?
Threw me straight off. I was like, I do not like this. Like, why can't we
You just hated it out in South Park for like a month?
Yeah, it didn't take me long. It took me, a week to finish Stick of Truth? Platinumed it. Platinum both of them as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I platinum Fractured Butthole on my birthday.
I believe I played both of these on Xbox. So I didn't go through Platinum. Would like to, though. Fucking traitor.
The Outer Wilds.
Did you guys play the
love that game. I tried it. I hated the flying.
Yeah, I tried.
I stopped.
For like 15 minutes as well.
I can't do that flying of the ship. I can't. It's just bad.
I got burned by No Man's
Yeah,
Land.
it seemed very much like one of those games. Like they drop you, and it's like, okay, figure everything out. We're not really gonna tell you. I was like,
I mean, I didn't mind that.
Not right
I was just
now.
trying to fly that stupid ship. It sucks.
I just gotta be like in the mood for that type of thing.
What about you, Sims?
I tried to play. I played No Man's Sky, and then obviously this looks like No Man's Sky. I could be wrong, but it doesn't look like my cup of tea.
It's different. It's different.
No,
yeah, it's different for sure.
Good for Outer Wilds, right? Like,
yeah. I
haven't really got anything to say. It's more of a funny headline. I think Jason Schreier's like, I forgot what he said.
Yeah.
He was like, sometimes I just have to write these things. Like, he just like, well, all right, okay.
I kind of don't understand. Like, was there a lot of writing in the Outer Wilds?
Yeah, there's a lot of text.
Are there?
There's a lot of
I guess there are a lot of.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could pick up and things like that.
Yeah.
I played Outer Worlds.
There is a lot of that in the Outer Worlds. There's a lot of things to pick up and stuff. So,
yeah, for sure. They must have so many writers over at Obsidian now.
Yeah, and you know how the game is. You're selecting dialogue. Like there's just a lot of things you're doing, and you select dialogue in the Outer Wilds. Like it's not the same thing, but imagine the cleverness of the writing that people love from Outer Wilds, and put that nice writing into Outer Worlds. Like Outer Worlds 2 is gonna be insane.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, next news story. Go on to 2K Games is potentially canceling WWE 2K21 for another untitled wrestling game.
Right, boys, I got this.
Sims,
boys, I got this.
This is all you.
You go and get yourself a cup of tea, get yourself Budweiser, whatever you Americans do.
Sit back.
All right, I'll tell you. I'll take you on a little journey. All right.
Okay.
I'm not surprised. There was I'm not surprised. I am surprised because it's more of a like it happens every year. It's like FIFA not happening this year, which is potentially obviously due to the Rona. I'm not surprised. 2K20 was a shit show. I think it was Ukes that left. I get him confused. Ukes left halfway through, and they just left him in the shit. It looked like garbage. Hopefully, this Untitled wrestling game that there potentially is coming out instead. You know, they've had a few games where they got weird and wacky with it. I think it was, I forgot what the names. There's loads of different WWE superstars, I believe it was, something daft like that. Legends of.
What would you like?
What would I like?
That isn't the 2K.
Give me an arcadey, a remaster. Do you know what I mean? Like a collection. I don't know.
That's what you think they're going to put out?
Do that? No, because obviously then it all goes back to licenses, likeness. That's a word.
I mean, it sounds like they've been making it from last year, so it comes out this year. So, what do you think that they could make in a year?
Because I don't really.
That isn't 2K.
Just another. I don't really know because I've sat here and thought about it, but I haven't. I just know it would be just a really over the top wrestling game like they've done before. I forgot the name, but you were doing like finishing moves, but you were jumping like 500 foot in the air. I think it'd be something like that, or maybe it won't be a remake. They can't get away with that. Maybe like a Legends of Wrestling like type of game where you get
like everybody's here.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, Rock,
Yeah,
Stone
all
Cold,
the classics.
and then maybe a different art style, or they can just answer what the fans want and just go, "You want a wrestling game like No Mercy or what they call Fire Pro Wrestling? Do something like that."
Yeah,
isn't there like Backyard Wrestling? Isn't that older titles?
They're like PlayStation 1.
There was on like the original Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were crazy. I think
Yeah,
mainly.
that's the only thing I can think of for like a spin-off or whatever they want to make here.
I do think the only reason they cancelled it is because of this coronavirus. It's not because
no, there's no way.
They wouldn't. It's like they wouldn't stop making these games. Obviously, they can't get the people in to scan them. They've just took a massive loss. I don't know if you've seen on the internet, but they've just took. They've had to cut 40% of the staff.
But this is 2K. This is 2K. This isn't the WWE.
But it's just affecting all. Like these people cannot go in. These people can't get scanned in or whatever. But I mean, what were they doing in 2K20? Because they didn't scan anyone in.
No, but the problem is it isn't Ukes making it. It's some 2K. I forget which 2K studio it is, but it's a 2K studio that doesn't know the engine. They haven't consistently been making these wrestling games, and now they're trying to get thrust into making a brand new one off the start for themselves. They need time to get used to making these games, so that's why they're doing something else. I mean, and on top of that is the coronavirus. That's another layer of problems. I don't think that is the foundation.
I do think they'd release 20. Without this Rona, the 2K21 would be out, no matter what. No matter.
Do you think now there won't be a wrestling game coming out this year?
No, they're putting something. They got too much money sitting on the table.
Maybe like WWE WrestleMania, something like that. You know what I mean? Like there used to be like so many wrestling games back in the day. There used to be like one exclusive to the PlayStation, one exclusive to the GameCube, one exclusive to the Xbox. I was like a spoiled little brat. I had wrestling games everywhere. I miss them days, man. Bring back the good days. Day of Reckoning, WrestleMania. Here comes the pain. Oh, where's my GameCube?
Where's his GameCube? I remember playing the Simpsons wrestling game. You ever play that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Simpsons wrestling.
That was good. I remember that.
That was something. Yeah, it was definitely.
That was fun. How about they make another one of those? No.
Yeah, no.
How about just another Simpsons game? Come on.
Yeah, I'll take Hit and Run 2 any day.
Any Simpsons. Like another open world Simpsons game. I want to run around Springfield. Come on.
Oh, dude. And they used to make all those like GTA ripoffs.
Yeah, there was a ton of them.
What a time to be alive that was.
Every game was open world.
Every game. Lovely. Next news story. The new Switch firmware update will allow you to remap the buttons on your controller and SD card transfers.
Too late. It's too late now.
I think this just came out today, right?
No, 2 days ago.
It was a couple days ago. This is something I wanted to put on here because I wanted to talk about more of the first part, more about the button remapping. I don't know if you guys have anything to do with the transfers, but the button remapping. I just want to know how this affects you guys.
Every day. This affects everyday life.
Yeah. I just want to know about you two because like me, you guys heard me talk about I hate things that they try to do with controllers. I hate all the vibration, the haptics, and I don't want any of that. No speaker, nothing. And I like being able to remap everything. Like if I want, I'm not going to because I'm just used to the Switch at this point. But for people that want to put A at the bottom, and just have Xbox or whatever, they can just do that now.
The amount of times I go.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm always very much just I'll play it however the hell you want me to. So whatever the default setting is, I usually just keep stuff at that. So yeah, I won't mess around with this too much.
You want to fuck your head up, right? Pick up a Nintendo Switch Pro controller, right? Then pick up an Xbox One controller. It will mess with your whole mind.
No, I'll tell you where every button is right now. I'm not even near my controllers.
Yeah,
I
get
feel
it.
like I'm pretty good with this type of stuff.
You end on Xbox, you end up backing out of everything.
No.
Yes.
Just get used to it.
No. It messes with my melon, man. All right.
Okay. I mean, so all you need to do is just on Xbox, just reverse. So you have to either start the A or the X, right, on the Xbox. So if you start the A, that's reversed with B. So it's B and A. And then where the X is, the X and the Y are reversed.
I'm not doing it. I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna be stubborn. I ain't gonna do all this changing around because it would just mess with my mind. It's just get your controller, get all the Pro Controllers, take them back to Nintendo land with all the Nintendo fairies are, and sort your fucking controller out.
Doug Bowser, you motherfucker.
Sorry, you don't understand how frustrating
it's
it
just
is.
Doug Bowser. He's just
so frustrating. Like,
you motherfucker, Doug.
It's just like, why is the A button on the right? Like, why is it on the bottom? Like, why can't that just be like the B button is to back out of everything? So I go to the Xbox, and you're like, oh, well, the A button must be on the right. So, yeah, and then the amount of times my kid's like, oh, can you help me out on Roblox? And I've just cancelled the whole game for it.
You fucking with Sim's head, dude.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Does the transferring of the data affect you guys at all?
My girlfriend's got an SD card.
I had an SD card.
But
I don't. The SD cards seem like big enough to where it'll just hold everything. I guess at a certain point you're gonna need another one.
Mm-hmm. See, I mostly buy.
So, like,
I mostly play. I was gonna say I mostly play first-party games, and I'll just buy them physical. I hate physical games, but I'll just buy them physical. So I don't even have an SD card right now.
A lot of our Nintendo games are physical. With Nintendo games though, they never lose value, do they? Like these Nintendo, I could sell my Breath of the Wild for a good price.
Oh, you definitely could get like $40 out of that.
But with
never go down in price either.
But being real, the remapping is great. But I'm very big on accessibility especially for people with like one limb. This is fantastic because if you can get most of on a single Joy-Con, you can play so many games with a single Joy-Con, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's great. It's great. It's just a minor inconvenience about controllers being different, which each to their own. Yeah, especially for the accessibility. Like I'm big on that. Like, but I love the Xbox, the controller, the Xbox accessibility controller. That's a phenomenal piece of kit. The amount of things I've seen, I've searched so many things about how dads have sorted out for their disabled daughters how she can control it with movement. Like, it's incredible. So
that stuff is great.
And
it's a cheap option too for the Joy-Con.
All these games everything needs accessibility. Like every game should be able to be played with one hand. I personally think.
Right.
Like, I think that might be too far, but I think you should be able to have the option to kind of adjust.
Obviously, like way round everything. Obviously, but like there's one like Pokemon Sword and Shield. They're the best thing. Like you could like the triggers at the back. You could press them to continue text or select something, but you could also use the A button. I don't know if you ever did it. You ever just having a drink and you got controlling the other hand.
Yeah, this is how you had to play Pokemon. What was it called the year before this?
Let's Go.
The yellow remake.
Yeah,
which one?
Let's Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to play that like that.
Well, even on the Sword and Shield on the Pro Controller, the triggers. You could use them to select something. And I don't know.
Over on Xbox, they have that disabled controller. You guys seen that?
Yeah.
The one-handed thing. Yeah, that thing's great too.
No,
you've never seen that.
No.
The big white thing.
Yeah.
I've seen the accessibility.
Yeah, that's what
he's talking about. Flat remote. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Right. Incredible. I love it.
Yeah, stuff like that's great. Okay, moving on. Crisis, the original one, is getting a remaster for, I believe, for all consoles, right? PC,
Yeah,
for everything.
PS4, Xbox.
Switch.
Yeah, did they give a release date on that? Because I know that's just recently happened.
I don't think it's
Like
actually
today.
been officially announced, has it?
No,
it
it,
definitely
it,
did.
it has been. I
Yeah.
didn't see it released.
Just today it did. Yeah.
I'm
guys
kind
ever
of
play the
shocked that it
original
isn't
Crisis?
all three, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
It's
a good
just the
point.
first.
Yeah, I never played the first one. The first one to me is the last game I can remember being like, oh, holy shit, you got to play this, but it's only on PC. I don't know if it came to consoles later, but
I mean, all
besides,
three
well, I
are
guess Half-Life Alyx is now.
Oh, yeah.
But
sure.
I remember the
I think
original Crisis being that game that's like, no, it's only on PC and it looks incredible.
for a little bit, but I think all three are on the 360.
Are they now?
Yeah, they were, like, especially 2. I remember launching on the 360.
Yeah, I've
I
never
don't know
played
if
any of these.
I don't think
They've
the first.
always looked interesting to me, so maybe I'll
Uh,
pick this remaster
I
up.
played the beta for 2 when it was coming out on 360 because I was like, oh, Crisis 2, beta, whoa. So I tried that, but I might actually get it. Crisis is a series I've always wanted to play.
What's like the
And
gameplay like? Is this more of like a fast-paced shooter? I know it's first person.
it is, and you have like a suit. That suit is like a super powered suit, and you have different abilities. So you have like a camo. You have like a thing that makes you like stronger, so you jump higher and you hit harder and stuff like that. And
What's it
I
play
don't really
like?
know
Like,
the
what's like the
story.
closest thing you can think of?
I mean, it's
Is
just
it
a first-person
Halo-y?
shooter.
Yeah, you don't know.
I guess it's more Halo-y.
More Halo than
Is it
COD?
along
Maybe
the
like
lines of like Deus Ex or
it's like
Dishonored?
no,
Is
I
it
don't
more
think
Like,
so.
it's not like as fast-paced as like Doom or something, is it?
N-
Or like
Uh,
Titanfall?
I think it's a mix. If you were to mix like Titanfall, Doom, and Halo, that's what I
Wow,
would.
that'd be a weird Saturday
I
night.
think
I'll
it's a
tell you
little
what.
looser than like a Titanfall, more like a Doom
Is
type of
there like
game.
parkour like that, like wall running?
No, I
No.
don't remember there being parkour, but I also didn't really play the story.
Right. I mean, like you said, you only played the beta for 2 years.
Yeah, there's like suit abilities. So that kind of like from what I played in 2, I don't know how it works in the 1, but you had like a bar, like an energy bar for the suit. So the more you use the powers or whatever, your bar would go out, and then you don't have anything. So I don't know if 1 works the same way. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in this. Like you said, though, I wish it was all three in one pack. I'd probably definitely buy it then.
Yeah, that'd be great. Did they even
Right.
say a price?
I'm looking at it right now. Oh, it's also coming to Switch. It
Yeah,
just says coming
all
soon.
consoles. Yeah,
No price.
no price. Okay.
Yeah.
What are we thinking? $20? I think it can't be more.
Yeah, it can't be any more than that.
When did this come out? When did the first one come
like
out? Like
2008 or
2007-ish? 8? Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
be like
something
20
like that.
then, right?
It has to be.
Can't really get away with charging more than that. If it was the full thing, I'd be like all 3 of them.
I would pay like $40 for all 3.
Yeah, something like that. Okay, next news story. There's a new XCOM game announced. Daniel,
Ooh.
I think this is all you, right?
I mean, is it not you guys as
No,
well?
not me at all.
No. So maybe I'll try to pull you in. Okay.
It looks
How about that?
interesting.
Here, I'm gonna pull you guys in.
Sell
Okay, I'm
me
gonna
on
pull
it.
you in. Okay, so XCOM 1 and 2. Even I'm not even like my best friend's even more into it than I am. We played
These are
2 together.
strategy games, right? Just to be clear.
So yeah, I think the big difference that could draw people. So the name of the game is gonna XCOM Chimera.
Chimera.
So, which if you know what a chimera is, it's like a homogenized creature of multiple things. So I think that kind of what they're trying to get at is all of these different races are kind of being thrusted into this city. I forget the name of the city. I don't know if you guys have watched the trailer, but
I did not.
Basically this takes place 5 years after XCOM 2, and basically we took back Earth from the aliens, and we're just kind of living, coexisting. And this game isn't as strategy leaning as the main games are. So there isn't like a base building. It's more about the combat. There are things you could do when you get out of the combat. You can like research some things, which I don't want to take you away from the game. It's only researching like weapons and armor and stuff like that. It's not like researching your base like the other games. It's not too heavy into
you're
the
like
strategy.
Researching while you're playing to like upgrade.
Yes. So you go out and it's going to be researching in the background. You come back and then you can research things, and some of it will take probably a certain amount of days. Right?
Is
like
this anything like Halo Wars?
No. The combat is more like a Fire Emblem or something.
Okay.
That's the closest thing. Like Gears Tactics is coming out. That's basically like that. In this game, it has I don't know a ton about it because I haven't played, but it has in the beginning of the combat, you have this thing called like a breach phase, I think is what they're calling it, which is very different from normal XCOM combat. But you go in and you're trying to set up like where you want your characters to be placed before combat starts. So like you can have somebody on this side, and then two people over here, and one in the middle, and then you could just start combat that way. And that's not how the first one was. The first one you just kind of go, and that's about it. Also in combat, it's not your turn and then enemy turn. Normally in the game, you'd have up to 6 characters. You start with 4, and then you build your roster up to 6. And then your whole team of 6 would go first. And then it would be all of the aliens. Now it's more of like an active time based system. So like one of yours would go, one of theirs would go. One of yours will go, one of theirs will go. So you have to kind of think about who you want to kill first. And that kind of, it'll make you think a little more in the combat.
Like chess.
Interesting. So what do you hope from this new one?
I mean, this is going to be an in-between game. I think from what I saw was the price was like $10.
Oh, really? So it's just like
so it's going to be a much
almost indie like.
Yeah. I think this is going to be like here's a snack before the big game for XCOM 3.
I do like snacks.
And I mean, this might be a game if you guys would try it because it's more leaning on the combat. It isn't so focused on base building and trying to do that kind of stuff.
I'm going to try Gears Tactics. Maybe that wet the old whistle. And it's only on PC as well. I didn't know that. I didn't know the Gears Tactics.
I don't think it's coming to Xbox on the initial release, or is it? Because I'm not sure.
Just on the PC, Xbox PC Games Pass.
It's coming.
I believe
to
it's
both.
coming to Steam as well.
I thought it was only coming to PC first, and then
it is.
Like
it's not on the actual console.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
It's obviously a big push for the Games Pass on PC, which I've used a few times on. It's good.
Mm-hmm. Have they said when Tactics is coming to console?
It's probably 10 days.
No, what I'm saying, isn't it only launching on PC first?
Yes, as I believe. I've had a quick look. I've glanced it because I was like a bit shocked because I was expecting to play on the console. I don't think
me too.
That sounds crazy to me that a game with Gears in the title isn't coming to Xbox on day one.
Like I said, it's just to push. It's to push the Games Pass on the PC. That's what it is.
It will come. It'll come this year. I just don't know when. I didn't see a release date, so I was just curious.
Yeah,
but does that make
strange to me?
Does XCOM Chimera, like interest you guys at all? Like not even that, like that, just like the combat.
They do.
Does
they do
XCOM combat?
Me, yeah, like these games do interest me. I just know I'm not smart enough to play them. Like I'm just a bit stupid. Like I said, I'm gonna play Gears because it's Gears. But I will try it. I will try that, and then if I enjoy that, I don't see why I wouldn't try an XCOM. Especially with the whole perimeter thing, and you can obviously name your characters after your friends.
Yeah.
I'll probably put a bunch of people I don't like in the game.
And I'm just trying to let them die.
What? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, it doesn't really interest me too much. I don't know. I'd try that Gears Tactics first before moving on to something like XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then the next news story: Infinity War has banned over 70,000 cheaters in Warzone. You fucking PC cheats get banned because you're all on PC, dumb nerds.
Cheating motherfuckers.
People cheating.
Got a fucking keyboard and a mouse, and I move at like 3,000 frames per second. Not any fucking more. Now you don't even get to play.
Oh god. Yeah. Good on them. Like, go get them.
Get on them. Like, I hate. Every time I play a game like COD or something, there's always just one guy where I'm just like, how the fuck is he even doing that?
Yeah.
And chances are he's on PC. This has become more of a problem the more and more games that have crossplay.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That the biggest problem is that everyone is playing together now. So now it's not like, oh well, the PC people are just kind of hacking. Okay, we'll deal with it, but not at a brisk pace, right? They have to worry about it now because it's affecting every console because everyone's playing together.
Right, it's affecting the whole community.
Yeah, the whole community.
Wankers.
Yeah,
especially how big Warzone is.
Keep it going. Yeah. Oh yeah, Warzone's huge right now. But yeah, I hope they keep on it. All these big games need to do that. Your Fortnites, your CODs, your whatever else is big, Apex.
Mm-hmm.
They all got to keep up with this. Next news story: World of Warcraft Shadowlands is potentially leaked. I'm assuming this is like another expansion to WoW.
No, actually.
No. Oh, okay. I have no idea what this is. I've never played
so
WoW.
This, from just a little bit that I saw, this is going to be like a auto chess type of game.
Oh, really? So this is like a whole new game.
Yes. I mean, it's not going to take much to make this type.
Right.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Like, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying this is like a totally different type of game, sort of like Gwent to Witcher, right?
No. Do you know what auto chess the auto chess games are?
No, what the fuck is that?
You don't know what the auto? Okay, so it's a whole new genre that kind of spawned in the past, like.
To be honest, I just assumed this was chess.
No, auto chess is a type of game. There's two really big ones, and they're both off of League of Legends and Dota. And the League of Legends one is called Team Fight or something like that, and the Dota one is Dota Underlords. They're basically it's kind of hard to explain, but you don't do anything. Like it auto chess, so like it basically you're getting these characters and you're putting them on a board, but you're not doing any combat. They just fight themselves. Okay. But you like level up, you get gold. Each like unit that you can buy like costs gold, and you can only have so many of them. And it's just it's kind of a free for all. So you usually have 8 people, and you're constantly fighting each person, right? And it's just you have a certain amount of life, and then whoever's the last man standing. So the thing about auto chess that kind of sucks is it can take like an hour, depending on how long and how well everybody's doing, right? And then having that in the World of Warcraft could be pretty cool. It's good lore, cool characters.
So the two you mentioned are played within like League and Dota.
Yeah. So
like they're like a different mode. You don't have to like download something else.
No. They're their own. It's a different game. You go download.
It's a different game, really. Oh.
Yeah, it's not in the same launcher.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, go look them up. They're very interesting games. I played Dota Underlords because it was on iPad. I think the League one is now on mobile as well. But they're pretty interesting for like a different type of game. And then to have Blizzard try that. Blizzard perfects everything that they do usually. They came into a card game. They kind of perfected that. They came into doing an MMO, and they made the best MMO ever, right? So them to do an auto chess game with all these cool characters that people love, I think that'd be pretty cool for that crowd, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, next piece of news story: the ESRB will now box warning for games. This is yeah, loot boxes have never really been something that affected me personally. I don't know. I've just never really gotten. I remember Shadow of War or whatever the sequel was. Yeah, those are the ones I remember seeing them the most in. Obviously, I've seen loot boxes. I get what they are, but
yeah,
I've never had a problem with like I've never played Overwatch.
Oh.
Yeah, but so maybe you guys have more experience with this. Sims?
With it, is it the with the loot boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ESRB has said there'll be warning. Do you have ESRB in UK? That's like what rates the games, or do you have something else?
We like Peggy 18 and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have Peggy over there.
Peggy 18.
Oh, okay. What is that? Just like a different company with the same idea?
Yeah, we all have like the ratings. I've never seen with the loot boxes. They were said they were doing this a while back, didn't they? This is quite.
No, but this is going to be on the box, like where it's going to be listed.
Right. So I've heard about this. Like, yeah, it's just all about how it tells us about if there's loot boxes in there. So yeah, it's great. I think it should be stated that it's there. But as a parent, it's only ever happened to us once. Like my kids bought like some Robux on Roblox.
I was about to ask if you guys had any like experience with buying a bunch of loot boxes and like almost having no problem with it.
Well, my kid bought I don't know, like £13 worth of Robux once. But now, like, we know the protocols. Like this morning, like I ran out of Xbox Live Gold, so my kid, like my youngest kid, now likes to pick up the controller. She likes to play Roblox herself. Well, she has no idea what she's doing. She could still, move the stick. She's getting one stick, and then obviously in a couple more years she'll probably get the other stick. But yeah, there's been plenty of times where she's like, purchases. So this morning I put the card details in. I had to. Then we cancel the pay. We have to cancel the payment, like cancel the reoccurring plan, and then remove the card. Because if you don't do that, then she can easily click, just tap in A, willy nilly, and then spend money on Roblox. So, I don't know. Parents, do you really look? I've told the story about my nana, my grandma. She took me to the game. She bought me the wrestling game that was probably a 15 at the time, or a 12 because I was like 7 or whatever. Parents don't look at that shit, do they?
But I think that this is, yes, I mean some do, but I think that this is not for people that know anything about games. This is for grandma. I mean, maybe she doesn't know that much about any of it still, but this is for them that are buying the game and then they see, oh, well, there's like hidden things that they could just buy stuff. Like, I don't want that for my kid.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's law in it. Like, there's been plenty of problems, as back in the day of Shadow of War. That they started it all. I think my missus played it after the update, so we never really saw what the problem was. I've been there, FIFA, spent loads of money. Like, obviously, I don't want my kid to do that, but it's not going to stop it. Parents have to be savvy. Fortunately for ourselves, we're savvy. Well, there's parents out there that they give. You go on Facebook or Timmy went on and bought £2,000 worth of stuff. Timmy's gonna say, "Well, I didn't do that."
Fucking Timmy. Then parents are gonna call the place and they're gonna try to get their money back, and they can't.
Just a quick.
Why it's on the box now.
Just a quick one from me then. So, PlayStation updated their system software like a couple of hours ago today.
Yeah, I got that.
My phone just buzzed. So, admittedly, I zoned out. And me and the missus were not long playing Monster Hunter, and her screen was flickering. And she restarted the PlayStation. Well, first of all, she had no sound, and then she restarted the PlayStation with the sound, and then the screen kept flickering. I was like, "What's wrong with is the HDMI on its way out?" And I was like, "We swapped it around."
This all happened after the update.
Yeah, and then obviously my phone just buzzed. You know, the notifications. People are having the same problem, like flickering screens and shit. And it's like due to like an upgrade with the HDMI's. Or something. How weird's that? It's crazy, isn't it? Like,
Really?
well, yeah, like it's really annoying as well. Like you can only see it if you really look. Like if you look in, see it. Like, but it's really annoying. Like, but yeah, how frustrating is that? People were saying like Samsung TVs mainly are affected. Like we've got like a £1,500 telly. So yeah, just a quick one for you. Really, the update's wank. Don't.
Yeah, that's interesting. I haven't noticed any. I was playing on my PlayStation a couple hours ago. Yeah, nothing happened to me.
Well, yeah, people are moaning about it, but something about HDMI
That's
leads.
awful.
Maybe you have to buy. Maybe you have to buy a more expensive HDMI lead now.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Anyway,
I don't know. That's so weird that they come out with an update and like almost breaks your system. Not breaks, but breaks part of it. Anyway, moving on. Someone recreated. How do you say this? Johto?
I've seen it.
Yeah, Johto.
Johto. Someone recreated Johto region in Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
I'm not. Doesn't tickle my fancy in any way.
It's Pokemon Gold and Silver in Crystal.
Oh, that's the map. Okay.
That's like the second gen stuff.
I guess I didn't realize you could like reshape your island into like whatever.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. Like I showed you, didn't I? I showed you guys, but I put the logo on my wall in my house. And you get this like little creative center, and you can make anything you want, any picture you want. It's all by block squares, and obviously if you're really clever with it, you can do anything. And then you can scan it in with a QR code via an app, via the Nintendo app. Yeah, like I've seen. I think is it Earthbound, or they call it Mother, don't they? I've seen that. I've got like paths on my floor that I've imported from the internet. Like the game, you can do so much with the game. Like if you've got the time and the patience, you can make your island look fucking amazing.
Fucking amazing.
Fucking.
I can't wait to play Animal Crossing and see all this.
Are you gonna play it?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it once I can find a Switch.
Boy. I'm gonna be messaging you every day. Yo,
send me all your pass. I want your bells.
I need to know them turnip prices every day. All right.
Turn up.
I text
be my thing.
I text my friend the other day. I texted her. I says, what's your turnip prices? He goes 82. I says, not interested. Talk to you tomorrow.
Wow, you guys are a bunch of nerds. You bunch of nerds with your turnip prices.
Well, you don't understand, man.
Turnips.
I've got people on my friends list that I don't even know, but I need to know about their turnip prices. Let me tell you. Someone was selling the turnips for like £400. I was straight on the island. And you make money though, because people are, you're polite with it. You open your island up, and they come over and they sell their turnips. And obviously, you expect a bit of money on the side, like. So people are just dropping their money for you. You making bank. I tell you, I was dropping hundreds of Ks for this lady. I was like, thank you, Miss Lady. I'm walking out with 2.5 million swagger on.
You know who isn't doing so hot in swagger? I'm trying to segue again.
Oh, are you trying to set me up for a segue? I don't believe that if that's what you're going for. Anyways,
I mean,
Sony's got plenty of like, what are the Cooking Mama fiasco?
There's two options there that both are doing hot.
So something has been going on with Cooking Mama. I have no idea what. Hopefully Daniel can explain more.
Oh, I don't know much. I'm going to be honest.
So why'd you put it on you?
What I know, go ahead, Sims. I'll let you.
So the story, this is quite interesting. Obviously, we followed it with all the podcasts.
I have not heard this.
So the story is, this game has been released, and I think I get them mixed up. So the developer, the publisher. No, the developer have released the game, haven't they? But the publisher wasn't.
The developer released a new Cooking Mama game.
Yeah, so the developer made the game, a brand new team. I don't think they've ever made a game. And then they sent it to the publisher, and they were like, "What do you think of this? This is our idea of Cooking Mama." And they've gone, "This is trash. redo it, and they went, "Fuck that, we'll send it out anyway." And then they released this trash game, which it got put on the store and then got taken off. And then there's all these rumors going about that this game was like mining Bitcoin. I don't understand this. Is it Bitcoins?
Yeah,
Cryptocurrency, and it was mining cryptocurrency through your Switch, overheating your Switch. But the be all and the real story is that these developers have made this game trash. The publisher went, "Look, you need to sort it out." I could be getting these the wrong way around, by the way. Am I, Connor? Is that how it works, Daniel? You know how it works.
I mean, I think it. From what I gathered, it was the other way.
So the
publisher put it out, and the developers didn't.
And the developers didn't like it.
But then why did the developers go to the extent to make a shit game?
Well, Cookie Mom is quite.
I mean, they probably didn't think it was that bad, but like I think from what I gathered, it was the publisher was just like, we're putting it out. They didn't go through all of the like the proper ways of like getting it. I don't know the right words I'm looking for, but like getting it tested so it could be put onto the store. They just put it out.
But now that so it's been completely taken down off the Nintendo store, I believe now.
Yeah,
but there's physical copies. But there's physical copies in the wild that people are getting, and obviously, like, this is trash. If you see a Cookie Mom in your store, if it's open, buy it. I'd buy it because it'd be worth something. I think one day. It's one of them games that shouldn't be out in the wild. That is.
That's such a weird story.
It's weird. It's such a weird. It's been a week-long fiasco. Like the title on the dog is bang on. Fiasco is a word.
Fucking Cooking Mama.
But it's such a shame though, because Cooking Mama is such a bit like my missus says she used to play as a kid, and we bought it our daughter. I was playing it not long ago on the DS, like smashing up some steak, like killing it. So it's getting a bad rap.
Kind of killing it. Kind of not.
Well,
they're not going to be killing it this fall. I'll tell you what. Sony will be making less PS5s due to. Is it due to price? Is that official?
That's what the rumor is right now.
That's what the rumor is? I thought it was due to coronavirus.
Yep. No, the rumor is that it's not the coronavirus, that it is.
Why would it be the price?
They're worried about the price because it's so expensive to make. They're having a hard time trying to find the parts. Yeah.
So what are we thinking now for the price? $600? Because that's the only reason I can see.
See, that's freaking out. I was talking to Sims when we took a break. That's what I was talking to Sims about. Like, this is making me even more worried for the PS5. Like, this is not.
If the PS5
not
is 600, they lost. I think they're fine at 500.
I mean, it's more how much does it cost to make than it does really how much they're selling it for right now. Because what they're saying,
we had rumors of this earlier. And the rumor was it cost them around like what, $450 was it? A few weeks back, if you guys remember.
Yeah, $450, and obviously we were discussing whether they just sell it and break even, sell it at a loss, and then eventually make a profit in about five years' time.
Right.
Or do they sell it at this really expensive cost? And don't get me wrong, some tech inside that machines, we all know this. So it's all rumors. We don't know until it's set in stone. But I think it if you follow the trail backwards, it will all lead, especially right now, to the virus, because these people, A, they cost a lot, B, they're not getting made a lot, and C, there is, I don't know, coronavirus.
It seems to be the factories are slowly getting back to normal, which is a pretty reasonable time at this point. So, like, I mean, when it comes to fall and they're ramping up, like, it might not be that bad in terms of how many they're making. I
believe the rumor was they're still going to make 5 to 6 million, which really doesn't sound like that low.
I mean, but they would want as many people that want to buy them. That's what they'd like to prepare for that, you know. But just like we'll just say, I don't know, maybe this console, we'll just say it is $600, whatever, $600 console.
I just don't think
that it costs to make, right?
There's just no way they can get away with charging.
Hold on, no. I'm saying it takes that much to make it. Like, it takes that for all the components, the parts, the disk drive, everything.
Well, then it'd be like $700.
Well, no. I'm just saying that's how much it takes to make that console. So
Yeah,
obviously
they
they're
can't
going to
just
sell
sell
it
it
for
for
slightly less. Yeah, hypothetical. It takes that much. I mean, if they're with selling it at a less and at a cost like it what 550, and even 550, that's like who's going to want to buy that at 550? 500's pushing the bounds. Most normal people like look at 400 like that's way too much. You know what I mean? I know so many people
Right.
that waited for the PS4 and the
Right.
Xbox this
Years.
gen for them to be years before, because they're
Right.
like, well, I have a 360, like I'm gonna wait. It's too expensive. So like 400 is way too expensive. So like you're saying it's 500, that's already a lot. And then if it's more than 500, like you're done. Nobody
No
wants that.
way. No, they would automatically lose more than 500. I think 500. I think that's going to be the price on both the consoles if I had to guess.
I mean, I still told you Xbox is, I think, going to be at 400, but like 5 I could see as well. Just
Sony,
like
That'd be
this,
interesting because they get the more powerful console and they charge 100 less. Like that'd be crazy.
yeah. I mean, well, I think that they have. We talk about. I think they have the market to do it. Like everybody's gonna. They want people. They want people coming back, and they have the money to do that. Sony doesn't have Microsoft.
No, they certainly don't.
they can't
Like
come out
people
with
talk about
the.
PlayStation. People talk about PlayStation doing so good, and yeah, they are. They every console, over 100 million, right? They still don't have my. Very few companies have Microsoft money. Anybody has money to burn, Microsoft is. But
Yeah, I suppose the
Sony,
question would be, do they want to put all that more money into Xbox? But I mean, different topic.
sure. We can keep talking about Sony, but like, man, Sony just needs a win. They need to stop having headlines. They need to come out and say something like soon.
This
It's
isn't
not.
their headline, though, is it?
It is a headline.
It's
People
not
are
their
clicking on
headline,
it.
is it?
It's just a
It is
rumor
though.
for now.
It is.
The thing.
Everything matters. Rumor matters. You're putting it in people's heads that it's going to be negative. Like they're just going to keep being negative.
We
Like
don't have to
even
get into this
something
again, but they
as
did have a
simple,
win last week with the controller
kinda. I mean, they had a lot of people talking about it, which I guess is good.
in a positive manner.
Any press is good, no matter how many people talk about it. You want people talking about the PS5 and the controller. They need a win, man. Sony needs to come out. They're waiting way too long.
Are they? I don't know, because I still think it's completely up in the air if these consoles even come out this year.
There's no way they're not. They need to make money.
They could push it.
No,
I don't think so.
you know how much money they make in the holiday season?
I still don't think. Like, you guys over there are having too many problems with that coronavirus. It's worse over there than it is over here.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I mean it's worse here than anywhere
Plus,
else. But
you got to
not,
think releasing a new console in this environment isn't going to be good. Like our economy is going to be shit come the fall.
So is
People
ours.
aren't going to have money to go
Everyone's
out.
got
And buy.
I mean, it
Yeah,
depends.
so is the UK.
Depends on a lot of things, but
I mean,
the
more
fall,
than likely, people aren't going to have money to go out and spend on new consoles. So wouldn't pushing it to like fall 2021 even be the smart move
no,
to make more money in the long?
no, they make too much money. They make so much money in the fall. I
They
think
even
you
just sell
kind of
PS4s in the.
like they make especially like there was the Switch, was it must have been last year with Pokemon and stuff. I think they did like almost a third of like their yearly Switch sales in like that time, like the holiday season. Like that's an unreal. Even if it's a quarter
Sure.
in like 2 months, that's insane. Like that's
Couldn't
too
they
much
just
money.
sell PS4 this fall?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of no, it's not going to be enough. Too many people have PS4. And even if it's only a couple million or whatever, right? Not even the 4 to 6 or whatever the kind of estimate in the rumor is. Even if it's only 2 million or whatever, like that's a lot of money. That's a ton of money in just the holiday season. You know what I mean? Like you have to think these are companies. They don't care about the middle class not having money. Who's going to
They're
going to
care when no one's buying the console though, because no one has money.
People will buy it. there are way too many people, and they're not just going to look at us, even though U.S. is the biggest market. We are the biggest market for games, but Europe and Asia is starting to look better. Like they're not just focusing on us. I mean, I'm not gonna get into that kind of stuff, but
we don't believe you, China. Anyways, let's
sure.
move on. Okay, is that all the news stories?
I have one last thing for my secretary. She's been lazy for the past few weeks. I don't know what she's doing. I might fire her. I'm not sure. But
Man,
she
really
just slid something on my table. I do. She
Crazy
has
you
given
have a
me
secretary.
news. Huh?
Crazy you have a secretary.
I know. I have so much money. I don't know with it. But the breaking news I have is I know what Blue Point is working on.
No.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel's the new Jason Schreier.
I've been to Jason Schreier. I don't know what you're talking about. Listen to all these podcasts. I got breaking news all the time. So
that's a good point. Every week.
Blue Point is taking from every single game in this franchise. They're taking all the Leisure Suit Larry games and remastering them into one huge Leisure Suit Larry game. Everything.
I would love this.
Open world.
High graphics.
High fidelity graphics. You can see the sweat on the skin.
Cartoon boobies in your face. You love it.
Yes.
I'm into this. Fucking
next
good
gen.
choice, Blue Point.
I know.
This a next gen launch title?
Yeah, this is launching next gen. Launching.
Fucking sweet. I can't wait. All right, let's move on to the best. Leisure Suit Larry. All right. I haven't heard of that in like 8 years, but anyway. Moving on to the bet. So the last bet was how many languages can you play Final Fantasy VII Remake in? Are these our correct bets right here? Okay, so I said 13.
Yeah,
I said 13. Daniel said 7, and Sim said 9. We are all very far off. I looked at this because I have the game.
Okay.
It is only 3 in Final Fantasy.
Ooh. So
only
Japanese,
3.
English, Spanish?
No, French.
Oh, French.
Yeah, French. You can't even change the subtitles to anything more than those 3. It's really interesting. Thought for sure, you gotta have Spanish subtitles, right? Guess not.
I would think so. I mean, that's like in the top 5 of languages. It's like Mandarin, English, French, Spanish, right?
Right. You would think you'd have that. You gotta be pissed if you don't Spanish. But
so I guess I win.
Daniel is the winner today.
Wow, that was a weird week.
Putting him at 4, which is passing me up.
Yes.
Now I'm getting mad.
Yes.
Oh, now
finally. I should be one more.
I mean, okay, we're not back to whatever.
Okay, what's this week's bet?
Okay, this week.
Normally I
came up with,
but you came up with
Daddy does it. This week I came up with a fun one because I've always wondered this question, but I've never bothered to look up the answer. How many Final Fantasy games have been made? How many Final Fantasy games have been made? So we're not going to count re-releases. We're just going to count how many new games with the title Final Fantasy have come out.
So does Final Fantasy VII Remake count?
Yes. But the one that re-released on like PS4, Switch, Xbox, that doesn't
count. Sure. Yeah. And I have one more question. Does side games count? Does like World of Final Fantasy count?
All those count.
Does Final Fantasy
Final Fantasy in the name? That counts.
Oh baby, there's like
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, there's got to be like a million.
There's so many.
So many. Okay, so you guys want to start off? Sims, how many you want to bet?
26.
All right. 6?
26.
26. I was about to say 6. Like, oh,
yeah, 6. Okay. 26.
26.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm trying to do math in my head quick.
I'm counting them that quick.
26.
I know of like 5 games. And I know there's like a shitload more.
Yeah, there's so many. I'm trying to think how many tactics games there are. There's 15 mainline. I'll just try to help you guys.
There's got to be like DS games. There's PSP games.
Yeah.
There's
Final Fantasy 13 has 3 games.
Dude, this goes all the way back to like the NES.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
This
is a banging one. I like this one.
This is a hard one. Oof. I'm thinking there's probably less than in my head. So I'm gonna say 26 is kind of a bit low for me. Ooh. I'm gonna say 32. I'm gonna say there's 30.
No bad.
You guys are going low.
Yeah. I'm trying
thinking,
to temper it.
I'm gonna guess 62.
What? You're in drugs?
62?
62 for sure.
Oh my
There's
God.
so many Final Fantasy games. So many.
Okay. 62 just
you
seems like a lot,
smoking?
but okay.
Does it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's
my guess.
your guess. That's your guess.
It's my guess.
Mate, Steve's
Okay,
making
now,
bank. Let me tell
moving
you.
on to the best part of the show. 20 questions.
We're doing 20 questions? Okay.
Damn right, we're doing 20 questions.
Next week, I'm going to do a different from when I host.
Daniel promises a new game next week.
Yeah.
And I will stick with 20 questions.
Okay.
20 questions is great. Okay, so
it is a great.
I have the game, and you guys can start whenever you're ready.
Would you like to start, Sims?
Yeah. Does this game
It does.
I know the game. I know it.
Did this game come out after 2010?
It did not.
Is this game after 2000?
It is not.
Okay, so it's before 2000. Okay. Interesting.
Is this game
for a hard one this week?
Did this game come out for the PlayStation 1?
Say that again?
Did this game come out for the PlayStation 1?
It did.
Ooh.
Did this game Did this game have multiple discs?
It did.
Whoa.
I believe it did.
Okay. Is this a Japanese developed game?
It is.
Okay. Japanese multi-disc. Cause see, Sims, I might not help you too much. I'm gonna have to like limit these games for you because like I've never played the PlayStation, so I'll just try to get it as close as I might know some of the game.
Did this game I want to think I know it, but I also think I don't know it.
I mean, he's definitely tricking.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know.
Is this game? Do you play this in the third-person perspective?
You do.
Okay.
Do you play as a woman?
So it's a Japanese third-person.
You can.
So it's definitely some sort of RPG. I think he's trying to trick us.
It's obviously not obvious.
No tricks up my sleeves, I'll tell you.
No, you're all about it. I don't like it.
I am the Loki of the Nerdic.
Is this a JRPG?
You are, that's true.
Say that again?
Is this a JRPG?
It is.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to trick us. I knew it. Okay. So I think a lot of that era. Huh?
You're at 8, by the way.
8, okay.
So
I think that era, like 7, 8, and 9, that was all. Like I think he's trying to trick us. Like you try to say 7.
I want to say
there's no way.
I want to say it's Parasite Eve, but he's not that clever.
Okay. But that's not. Is that an RPG?
Wow, I'm offended.
Is that an RPG? Parasite Eve?
I could be.
Technically, it was, yeah. Technically, it's very weird, turn-based action RPG type thing.
Okay.
It was really good game as well.
Fantasy game. Is this
no
a
one
fantasy
said it's turn-based.
No, we never asked that. Is this a fantasy game? Is this a fantasy setting?
You could say that, yeah.
Is this game
turn-based? I don't like that answer.
10, by the way. Say that again?
Is this game turn-based?
Yes.
I hate you, Connor.
He is messing with us. So, some other turn-based RPG. It's not 7. There's no way it's 7.
It could be though.
I mean, it could be, but he's not going to choose 7.
He is.
No, he's not. Is this game a part of a franchise?
It is. Of course
Okay.
it is.
I mean, I'm just guessing. I mean, there's so many PS1 RPGs. Like, it could have been
Sure, there are plenty.
some random one.
Have you played this game?
I have not. No.
Oh baby. Oh baby.
I believe we're
Okay.
at 14 now.
14. Okay.
Yeah.
We got 6 questions. I mean, do you think it is the game? Have we played this game, or have we mentioned this game in this podcast?
You have, yes.
Okay. So, Sims, do we think it is the game that we're thinking of?
Wanted to. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
would I do that?
There's not that many games that we've mentioned that are before 2000
And have
in this
multiple
podcast
discs.
that have had multiple. That is a JRPG. You know, we haven't mentioned them.
Is this game?
So, hold on. I got a funny one. Does the main character dress like a member of the opposite sex?
Like all the time, or just at a certain point in the game?
Ever.
Ever throughout the game, he does.
Hmm.
Is
Or
this
she
game?
does.
I think you just gave it away, but I think we got it.
Is this game a
It
phenomenon?
is.
I wouldn't call it that.
Does this game?
That depends who you're talking to.
Is this game? Does it have a remake?
Not the full thing, but part of it, yeah. It's 18, by the way. You guys got 2 questions. You can keep going.
Is this game?
Are there some hotties in it? Like the main character?
You think Cloud's hot?
I said, are there hotties and the main character?
Oh, and the main character. Say that again?
I mean, he's pretty feminine. You know what I mean? He has big arms, but he's pretty feminine.
Does. He's got some really toned arms. I'm quite fond of Jesse, who's a side character.
Okay. I mean, like I said,
Cloud, for whatever reason, just isn't into Jesse. I don't get it. You know, I think Jesse's like the obvious choice. I don't like the love triangle going on in this game.
The game did fall apart. I think
Jesse's definitely the best option. But yeah, that's
it's Tifa. It's Tifa. But
Tifa,
so Sims, you can go ahead.
Tifa, it's just
go ahead and guess the game.
I like Tifa.
Is this game?
I mean, she's best, so you're wrong.
Definitely not Aerith.
Aerith is awesome. Don't even.
Aerith's awesome. No,
Does this
before Cloud?
Does the main protagonist carry around a big old sword because his penis is really small?
Whoa.
You know, I haven't seen his dick, so I couldn't tell you on the size. I would also assume it's very small, but I don't know. I just don't know. But yeah, he does carry around a big sword.
I want to get it wrong just for the shits and giggles.
That's the last question, so
that's 20. So if you guys got a guess, if not, I guess I win. We can move on. End the episode.
Sims, you can go ahead and guess the game.
I don't want to knock him out. I don't want to give him the last one. I feel sorry for him.
Have you guys thought?
No.
What if it's Final Fantasy VIII?
I have.
Very same.
I have,
thing.
but I know about that game.
I'm worried that it's 9.
You don't cross-dress.
Could be 9.
So.
Could be 9.
You don't. You don't cross-dress in that game.
Good.
Connor.
Okay.
Is the game Final Fantasy VII?
It is.
I was trying to get Sims to do it, but
the battle noise they make. I can't remember.
That's it.
There you go.
I know it.
It is. I thought I'd trick you guys with the original Final Fantasy VII. Didn't work too well.
No, I mean, I would have went with like Final Fantasy 9 or 8. That's what I would have did.
I want to go with 7 because it'd be kind of funny. You know,
sure.
It worked.
That's a good game to pick. Good game to pick.
It was a good one. Yeah. Very Final Fantasy focused episode. So I liked it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that has been Nerdic Guides, episode number 10. Thank you all so much for listening. Please remember to like and subscribe and do all that fun stuff. Tell your grandma, of course.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Of course. You gotta tell your grandmas. We're a huge hit in the elderly community. From what I hear.
Don't go to your nana. Don't go tell her face to face.
No, don't go to her. Call her, write her a letter.
Just send her the link.
Tell her
say subscribe.
Yeah, don't go to your grandma and go, look, you know, social distancing.
Social distancing. You don't want to get old people sick, especially. But anyways, thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.